you heathens and sheathens? Welcome to another episode of Unqualified Experts. This is the show where we give advice to some of the most comical, outlandish, that's the word, and sometimes deranged questions to the internet. And there's a lot of them. There's some crazy people out there that need some help. So we're going to give it to them. Nick is going to be joining us tonight. He's running a little bit late, but Mr. Rekieta is going to be hanging out with us. So we've got some fun law questions when he gets here. But until then, I'm gonna hang out and talk with you guys, and I gotta what the heck? So this was before. Hi RJP, hi Brian and ChemDog and Bartholomew is here, and Ashley, hi. Oh my god, Almatra, oh my goodness, Dirty, AV Tom, Dalish, hi, Will, oh my god, so many amazing people in the chat right now. What's up, you guys? Mr. White and Old Nerdy and Franklin and Iru. So many people. Beast Mode, ChemDog, Karis. Before the stream even started, this was like an hour ago. I feel like I was eating dinner. Oh my god, sorry you guys. Still working on my sleep schedule. It's not great yet, but we're getting there. I got up at 6 this morning. Anyway, XM202 with 10 gifted memberships. We literally hadn't even started the stream yet. One to Steezy Trev, one to Mr. Noodle, one to Coach Walk, one to Mad Crouton, Dirty Dalish, Preston Sparks, Karis, hell yeah, Grumpy Old Ninja, J-Dab, Mud, and there's no MA. Again, there is no MA. But XM202, seriously, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is 10 new heathens. I'm telling you, we're going to take over the world. It's going to be amazing. XM202, thank you. Now that also we got a golden shower boy from Mr. Backhand, 643. He said, hi Zia, love and hugga. I'll take the hugga. I think it's hugs. Yeah, I know. I always meant to be hugs. Backhand, thank you for always kicking the stream off with love and with hugs. You're amazing. RJP afterwards also with another golden shower boy, and he said, hello, adorable Zia. RJP, thank you so much, and hi, and welcome to the stream. I get such sweet, kind words from all of you. Like, this is crazy. Thank you. Also, Mr. Franklin, after that, making things, look how even this is, Frank. Will you look at how beautiful and oh, there he is.
Hey.
What's up?
How's it going?
Oh, it's going, I'm like right in the middle of thanking everyone for gifting 10 memberships, and I'm like yawning as I'm trying to say words.
Dude, I feel that my sleep schedule has been, I don't know, like pitchforked and protested or whatever. It's like you'll sleep in the middle of the day for 8 hours and then you'll wake up at 2 a.m. Why? I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. I know. I went to sleep at and my therapist printed out this whole sleep routine thing that you're supposed to have, and she's like, you set your bed, like, don't try to set your bedtime. If you usually go to sleep at 1 a.m., don't try to go to bed at 9. Just go to bed at 1 a.m. And I'm like, okay, great. And I go to bed at 1 a.m. and I still wake up at 6 for no stupid reason. Like, there's no reason for that. And then all day I'm just useless.
And she's probably like, don't use your phone. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to bitch about not sleeping if I can't use my phone?
Yeah, that too, right? That too. No, I've even stopped trying to be on my phone. And if I do, I have it on night mode, and then I read my book. I'm like I'm doing all the things. It's still not working. It's annoying. But right before you came in, I was thanking Mr. Franklin because he donated $53.57 to round everything out. It's an even 120. And Frank, he says, I know you'll have to read this yourself, so I'll keep it brief. Hello. Hello, Franklin. Franklin, thank you so much. By the way, we're at 120. We literally started the stream at 120. We are just $80 away from hitting the bikini goal. I told Nick that he had to do bikini today, and he said that he wasn't bikini ready, so I understand.
Yeah, sorry, I've not been doing my crunches lately.
No, I won't make I won't make Nick put a bikini on. I won't subject everyone to Nick in a bikini, but I will put one on, and we're getting close.
Well, you guys heard it. Get it. Let's get it there.
Let's get it there.
Why would you wait? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what? I'll wait and donate later. No, why would donate now?
We could be in a bikini right now.
That's what I would do.
Right? Backhand, yes, that is included the gifted subs. I added those in already. Absolutely amazing. Nick, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. How you been?
I've been okay, you know, just the usual trying to sleep and not die inside. It's fine. Everything's fine. How are you?
Oh, you know. I've
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
I've had a banger of a year.
Yeah.
It's yeah, so it's 1 year and 7 days now since I was arrested.
Okay.
I went to jail for the first time in my life. That was fun.
How long were you in jail for?
Just overnight.
Okay. It was just
About
one night.
probably about 26 hours, I guess, total.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. That's
yeah,
not
it wasn't the worst.
terrible. Yeah, I've done that. It's not great, but
I have narcolepsy, so I just slept. I mean, I was out probably 22 of those hours. I mean, I was barely awake. I actually had to rush to like fill out my paperwork before my hearing because I
oh,
was just asleep the whole time.
they were like, "Should we wake him up?" Nah, let him sleep. Um,
To their credit, they didn't wake me up at all. They just left me cold like food.
oh, that's
I didn't
nice.
get I didn't get the roast beef, the hot meal roast beef. I got a cold country fried steak. It was disgusting.
Oh,
on bread. It was
terrible.
on white bread. Cold country fried steak on white bread. It was amazing. I was like, this is well, that's a meal, I guess. It was not good.
That
Not at
sounds
all.
awful. I was arrested in Hawaii and spent the night in jail there. So they gave me ramen and a donut.
Oh,
So that wasn't terrible.
that's way better than what I got. I would have taken
Yeah.
that any day.
It was not, they were walking by and they're like, "Hey, Zia, you want a donut?" And I was like, "Yeah." Yeah.
Please,
um,
please.
please, I'll take it. I'm in jail. And then my dad didn't bail me out. You know who ended up bailing me out was my boss.
Mm.
My boss at the time, he's like, "Yeah, I think I have." I forget how much my bail actually was. Did you bail yourself out?
So the way they do it here is you can't like just bail yourself out. You have to wait for your first appearance, which
Oh,
so we got arrested. I mean, I think I got to the jail around 10:30 in the morning to 11, somewhere in there. It's kind of hard to remember like what time everything, because everything happened. It was really fast. When I went back and like rewatched the body cam footage, I was like, I was only in my house like 15 minutes before
oh
they
wow.
arrested me and took me away. And I was like, wow, that was quick. Felt
Very
like a lot
fast.
longer while I was standing there, you know? So I got there around somewhere around 10:30 or 11 o'clock. And then, yeah, they didn't get me booked in fast enough to get on that day's docket, which it starts at 11. And
Okay.
so they definitely could have. They could have gotten us booked in and on that day's docket at the end of it, and then sent out the same day. There was no reason to keep us overnight, except they just wanted to. So then, yeah, we were on the next day's thing in the morning, but
All
I
right.
don't
So
know. It was
that's not
weird.
terrible. The more, well, yeah, I mean, going to jail and doing all of that is any of that is weird. It's like, I don't know. Mine was for a DUI. And so it was, one of those situations. But I definitely, like, when I got home, I was like, "Oh God, I never want to do that
No,
again."
no, it's very good at deterring you from wanting to encounter them at all.
I don't understand. Like, I know, I mean, I guess I do understand. I can't sit here and say I don't understand because literally my sister's been in and out of jail for years.
Mhm.
Because of drugs and drug related things. And I talk to her all the time now because she's been in prison for a while. It's been for close to 5 years, I think. She's got another 6 months of furlough. Then she can go before the parole board and then she could be out on parole for 5 years. Um,
It's fucking crazy.
yeah, so it's like, but she was in jail for a year, then she was in jail for like 6 months, and then this last stint was her longest one, so she was in and out. And I think she's sufficiently deterred from wanting to do it again. I hope, but she also was doing meth, which is a very intense, very,
Yeah.
very, very intense drug. And so it's one of those things where it's it's whether or not your want is gonna be greater than that addiction, right? Because an addiction's it's just it's a disease.
Yeah, it really it really sucks that we have a system that when you roll the dice on what your vices will be and what your addictions will end up being, because we all have them. Some,
Mhm.
we're all addicted to something.
Yeah.
It's really sucks when it rolls when you roll something that's illegal, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it's kind of you just listed off what your sister's been through, and I get it that she's been in and out of the system, and so she's racking up points and stuff like that. But it's insane to think about how much of her life and liberty is being taken away by the state, and it's like, well, I mean, did she stab someone? Like, did she like
No,
eat
but
someone's ear?
she did steal a car and a cop's gun and drove
Those are
a
bad
car
things.
into she drove a
That-
car into 2 different car dealerships, and she was trying to
She
steal
was just
cars.
trying to see if she could do a trade-in. She was
She just
fine on that.
trade in. Yeah.
She didn't get a good offer at the first one. That's why she had to go to the next one. You always go across the street, be like, I'm going across the street.
Yeah, yep. It was no, that's literally exactly what she did. It's hilarious that you say that, Nick, because she drove into one, couldn't get
Yeah.
couldn't get into it, and then
Right.
gave up and drove into the one on the other side because there was one across the street. She literally went across the street.
I'm going to the other shop. You guys suck.
Yeah, she's like, I couldn't even get through these doors. Screw you guys. So yeah, no, my sister, and look, like people have a lot to say, and it's funny because I didn't have you on to talk about this. We talk about whatever you want to, like, open to it. We're going to do unqualified experts. Like, it's going to be a fun show, but I totally wasn't like having you on for drama farming, but
no.
I
didn't take it that way.
No, it's just funny because, of course, people are already saying things about it before you even came on. And I'm going to be honest with you, I cannot stand internet drama. Whenever people are beefing, I'm like, I don't know what they're arguing about. And I just kind of like, I haven't looked into anything. What I know is just what you've told when I've like streamed with you and Cody before. But I think what I really hate,
Probably
and people are, yeah, I don't really need to know because I don't like and I would be the like the shittiest person to judge with the type of life that I grew up in. My sister, I have a cousin who lost 5 of her kids. She got them all back. She's been clean now, but she almost died, and she was also on meth for years and years and years. She lost all of her kids. CPS came in and took them. And all I ever hope for like my family and for people that are in those situations is that just they get better and get their family back. Like, I don't understand what people want in that situation. I'm not really sure. And I'd be the biggest hypocrite over here being like, I'm supporting my cousin and I'm supporting my sister. And I'm like talking to all of these people. And they're just like, oh my God, is this horrible person? It's like, everyone has like, I just never believe someone who gets really on their high horse and they're on this, moral high ground. I think it's good to have morals, but it's just, I feel like, I don't know. Oftentimes
it's
those are the
all
people that have shit.
It's all obviously true and accurate. I'm a horrific monster. And like I don't know, it's crazy because like there's enough to criticize about me that that people don't need to lie.
Right.
But they still do. And there's a dedicated group of people who are like, you need to understand what you did. It's like, I do.
You're like, I'm going through it.
Mission accomplished. Like, you guys got me, I guess. I don't know how you did, but you did it.
You did it.
So like I didn't know I was I didn't know that my drug abuse caused trouble in my life. Like, I didn't know that until I got back on YouTube and people told me about it.
Right.
Like every day.
You're living it.
I had no idea. I was like, oh, wow. I didn't realize how bad this was for me.
Right. Like it is kind of funny like that. So I definitely, it's an interesting look. People are going to have their opinions that they're going to have. Someone unfollowed me today, and I was like, all right, well, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm just not, no, it's not. I asked you on. I'm happy that you came. It's just interesting because people get very, very upset and they really need people to be mad at instead of, I don't know. I'm just a sucker for, and again, because I saw I've seen my family go through this, and I just want nothing but the best for the people that I care about. So all I want is for them to do better. Like, I don't want anyone to be defined by the worst thing that they've done in their life. There are a couple of things that I don't think are forgivable, certain things that are wood chipper things, but
right.
We
I'm with
all
you
know
on
what that
that.
is. Those
Yeah.
PDF files.
Well, I'm putting pineapple in an omelet.
That's awful.
That's disgusting.
That's disgusting. Yeah, that's into the wood chipper you go. So I don't know. People are very judgy. I'm just not a particularly judgy person. I can even say, wow, yeah, that was a shitty thing. But that doesn't mean it's like, well, all right, well, that person just deserves to die now. Like, no, I want them to do better. please get better.
Sorry, you're done.
You're done in the world. No more
You had
for
your chance. You made a couple mistakes. Now you're gone.
Now
Gotta
you're
go.
gone.
You're like,
That
what
would
did
be
I
horrible.
What did I do?
No, that would be
No,
horrible.
it's there are people who have openly said stuff like that, and you never know like what's just trolling or what's serious. But
right.
I don't know. I just been doing my show, and then when I go on Twitter, I like tell people, I call people a bunch of slurs and stuff because it's funny. But other than that, like I'm covering the Karen Reed trial, and I've had a couple night streams, but I haven't fully integrated the night streaming back into my schedule because I was streaming too much before, and it got to be too much stress, and I didn't want to do it. I never wanted to stream anymore, and it was like, you can't do that if your job is streaming. You can't not want to do it. You have to enjoy it. And I've been having a blast, man. I like found AI. It's like it's making all my thumbnails now, and they're ridiculous. And then I took so I'm covering this Karen Reed trial, right? And in the she was texting with this ATF agent. His name is Brian Higgins, and this gets way worse when you realize that this all happens in Massachusetts, so everybody sounds retarded automatically. Like they've got this really thick Northeast. I don't mean all Massachusetts people sound retarded. I mean everybody in this case does, though. They've got these like very very thick New England accents, right? Like, and they're all from the neighborhood, and they're so she's texting with this ATF agent that she must have like grew up around. She's like, I think you're hot. And he's like, oh, really? Why do you think that? And it's like the funniest back and forth text message, because what you kind of end up discerning is that her guy, who she's accused of murdering now, right? Like her boyfriend, he was making out with some girl in a hotel. Like she walked up and he's making out in the lobby with this girl. And so she's pissed off. And it's pretty clear that she is just trying to get log jammed by this ATF guy so that he'll rub it in her boyfriend's face. And she's wanting to get back at him. But he's just like, so why should I come over to your house? And she's like, I don't know, so we can have a drink. And then he's like, well, I probably should have come over last night. She's like, yep. And he's, what would have happened? We would have hooked up. He's like, I really should have come over. It's like, yes. Like, dude, God, she's sending out invitations. It's got like dates and times on you for you to show up. And so I took all of his text messages and I put them into an AI thing and had it make an emo song out of them. And
that's like, amazing.
The funniest thing that could possibly happen. It's all, it's basically free. It costs a little bit a month for like a Chat GPT subscription, but it's worth every penny.
Yeah.
Because I do that and watch trials, and I've been making fun of Kurt, this guy on civil law, because he was a dick to me when I was down low, and I'd always been nice to him and like really, really helped his channel grow and stuff a long time ago. So then he was a dick to me while I was like out of commission. So I started making fun of him a little bit. And then someone's like, hey, did you watch this video of him making pizza casserole? And I was like, no.
What's pizza casserole? Every Italian in the chat is like, oh God, why?
They all just commit suicide right now. They're like, we're done.
Nick is listening. Nick, cover your ears.
They're just like, well, we need nooses now. So I don't know. It's a casserole that he made. He watched him make parts of it yesterday, and it's so foul. But it's like Italian sausage, mild Italian sausage, and ground beef. And then he like browned that. He dumped seasoning on it, just like garbage amounts of seasoning. And then he he chopped it up and put it in a casserole with some bell peppers and then I guess some tomato sauce or something. And he bakes it, for hours. and pulls it out, and then he's just shoveling it into his mouth, and it's disgusting because he's like 350 to 400 pounds, like he's a big guy.
Oh no!
But during this video, he starts talking about, it's like, so if you want some pizza casserole and you're a woman who's under 35 with no children, you know, why don't you come on down to my place for pizza casserole and cocktails?
Under 35 with no children. How old is this man?
We're not sure, but I think somewhere around my age. So somewhere around between 40 and 45 is the idea. But then at the end, it starts to get really weird because he's like, now if you're under 18 and you're across state lines, don't come over. Don't come to my house. Like that, you can't do that if you're under 18 and outside of the state. So and across state lines. Oh. But then he says, but I'll have to check the age of consent in my state, which happens to be 17. So basically he's sitting there making this disgusting pizza casserole and soliciting girls as young as 17 years old to come to his place to have cocktails.
This is all sounding very creepy.
Yeah. So now I just make fun of him now. In fact, I think I can show you. I had the AI make a pizza casserole flyer.
I would love to see a pizza casserole flyer. That sounds amazing. That's okay. While you look for that, I got to thank some people because we hit Bikini and I'm going to get into it. But I want to thank everyone real quick because holy crap. K-Max with 50, Brian Kadersha with 10, CW and both Eden Knights with 20. And I saw some gifted memberships in the chat. Holy freaking crap, you guys. Thank you so much. And I will get to the messages that you read too. I just didn't want to, you guys are amazing. I am going to put the bikini on. Okay, let's look at this first though. You guys are incredible. I love you guys. Remove the other media. Oh, okay. This might not go in properly. Yeah, I don't know how to do this where it adds it to another because Nick has it like a shoot.
So you should be able to click on it.
So do you see this little bar up here in the top that has the bikini goal on it?
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Nick, do you know if there's a way to add that to because he did some magic stuff to get that into the stage. Like that. So that just comes in like that size. It comes in little.
I don't know if that works. Wait, you should be able though to now switch the scene to
there we go. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Nick just did that. All right. That's
okay.
Amazing.
So yeah. So this is the now it needs some work because there's some of the wording is like a little messed up because I had it go through the video and get the recipe. So it's got the actual recipe that he used pretty much, but it needs a little bit of fixing. But you get the basic idea of it. But then I had to make a flyer to advertise for the young ladies who want to come with cocktails. So,
I love how it says "wow" and "zap" on there. That's my favorite part. Would you like to come over for some pizza casserole and some cocktails? Wow.
Get ready for a far out flavor trip. You're 17, 18, and totally in charge. Cook this up and slay the kitchen game.
Oh no. Oh, that creeps me out so much. Yeah, yep. I don't know this person. I don't know this person at all. And I'm like really bad when it comes to anything like this because I'm just like, I don't know who that is. It's so funny. I'll sometimes see that people are fighting on Twitter and I'm like, oh, what are they fighting about? I'll be interested for like 5 minutes. And then I start reading through comments, the way people explain things. And I'm like, I still have absolutely no idea. And I've wasted 10 minutes of my life. I'm gone now. But it's so funny because when someone tells you the actual story and like explains it in words, it always cracks me up. Deep dish pizza, does it count as casserole? What do you think, Nick?
No, so a pizza can't be a casserole, I don't think, because I don't think you can have a bread, like a crust. I get the idea, but like there's not a bread bowl casserole. If you're gonna have a bread in a casserole, you chop up the bread like croutons almost, and you throw that in there, in my opinion. So I would say no. I would say a deep dish pizza is delicious, but not a casserole.
Not a casserole. That makes sense. Okay. All right. I'm going to put a bikini on, and then I want to read this one from K-Max. Because this is a good one. We can both answer this one. Okay. First, okay, I'll read it first, then I'll get into a bikini, but I'll still be able to hear everything. K-Max for 50. K-Max, thank you so much. 50 from K-Max. He said, for Xia, did you ever have a crazy party story in your youth that you remember? I have many. I have always wondered if you had a crazy party story that you can relate to with the guests, something you would not do now but did when younger. There's a lot that I wouldn't do now that I did when I was younger. I had legitimate problems with alcohol. I have been sober for 10 and a half years. So most of those things I wouldn't do now. I think I mean, geez, I guess you know what I did once that was, or not, I'm trying to think. There's so many things. One time, I wasn't driving. I was way too drunk to drive. I think it was my cousin's girlfriend who drove at the time. She wasn't drinking, and me and my sister were just wasted. And we drove over to the other side of the island, which is about a 2-hour-ish drive, to gate crash hotels and just swim in their pools. And we were so drunk that we kept dropping like beer bottles in the parking lot.
Oh no.
And so the security came and was like being like, what's going on here? And there's just dropped beers everywhere. And so I faked a panic attack to get us out of the situation. Yeah, that's what I should have said. But I faked a panic attack to get us out of the situation, and they just drove us back to our car and let us go. That was like a weird one. We were swimming in the pool for a while. We ended up leaving, and then I was throwing up outside in the parking lot, I think at a Taco Bell. And I got scared because I thought that I was throwing up blood, but I was just drinking something that was red.
Oh, it's probably the Taco Bell hot sauce or whatever.
Probably the yeah. So yeah, stuff like that. Just stuff like that. Nothing, but I guess nothing that crazy. The night that I found out my dad was marrying the girl I went to high school with was pretty brutal. Well, the night
I don't need to laugh, but like, damn it, that would suck. Like, I don't know why.
The night that I found out they were together. Like, yeah, that was like,
get it, Dad, asshole.
My dad and I got into a huge screaming match. I just told this story, but my dad and I got into a huge screaming match. We're like shouting at each other's faces like this, and he's like, "You don't want me to be happy," and I'm just like, "What the?" Because she's 2 years younger than me. Yeah, they're no longer together.
She was younger than you too.
Yes, yeah. So she was like 18, and I think I was 20 at the time. She had just turned 18.
Go Pop, I guess. Did he make pizza casserole too?
He does not make pizza casserole.
Well, I don't know how you're supposed to find an 18-year-old without it. So
well, that is how you get them in. You get pizza casserole.
Like when you go fishing and you have like the little thing full of dirt, instead it's got pizza casserole on it, and you put it on the hook and cast it out there.
Oh my God. He just pull in an 18-year-old.
Like, what the hell?
I can't get over that fucking pizza casserole. That sounds so gross.
Oh, it's horrible. Him eating it is terrible. Oh gosh.
No.
It looks like a clogged garbage disposal.
Oh, no. I started watching My 600-Pound Life, and that show makes me feel so much better about myself. It's like,
yeah, I eat to try and catch up.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. I'm like, you know what? I'm doing okay in life. I'm doing fine. But yeah, so we're getting to a screaming match, and then I was getting hit on by this guy at this party. And my cousin was like getting real fucking annoyed because this guy was like kind of following me around, hitting on me. Super, super harmless dude. I've known him most of my life. He was just like a party friend. He was at the parties. He was never creepy he would just try. He tried with everyone. He was shooting a shot, you know? And we all just said no. Try. Yeah, he's got to try, but he never did anything creepy. He never like touched us. He was just doing his thing. But my cousin was starting to get really fucking annoyed because he kept like following me around the party, I guess. And so my cousin gets into a physical fight with this guy. So they start like actually fighting. Of course, everybody comes around. the dude busts out bear mace and maces my cousin in the eyes. And I don't know if you've ever been around bear mace before. Such a dirty move, right?
Yeah, it's everywhere too.
It
Like,
spreads. So
yeah.
it gets all of us. We're all running down the driveway, choking and coughing, tears streaming down our face. My dad got it pretty bad. We're taking my cousin home. His mom walks out into the living room and he's dumping milk over his face. Like,
Yep.
that night was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous fucking night. So that's my party story. If you have one, Nick, while I change into a bikini, perhaps.
My party stories are super nerdy because I didn't really party at all when I was young. My friends and I would hang out and like we would hang out in groups, but we were so cool. We would like make movies, write shitty songs or whatever, and or watch, like we'd just hang out and watch movies, but we didn't or I didn't really party at all. I guess more recently that changed a little bit, and you know, I got into some crazy stuff, but most of the time things were actually pretty tame. Most of the partying I did, I mean, it involved plenty of substances and bad decisions, but it was like it wasn't wild and insane, I don't think. Maybe I didn't get
And
into any
so
fights.
sorry. I
Good.
was just gonna say, I know exactly what you're saying. I had to pee and I was like, grab my thing. I know exactly what you're saying because it's interesting. Even though I very much grew up in a party lifestyle. My
Yeah.
dad he was a musician. He was dating girls I went to high school with. And so I grew up around lots of parties and drugs. And there is such a big difference between like people hanging out and like doing a little booger sugar in the house while they drink. Like I've been at parties there where like I wouldn't even barely call it a party. It's just like a super tame gathering, which is a hilarious way to look at it. But it's just when you grow up in that environment, you're like, oh yeah, that's like not that crazy, as opposed to like a very different sort of drug binge. So I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and I mean, I did both kind of. You know, most of the time though, it was just that sort of it was very tame partying, like just supplement the mood of whatever you're doing. You know, we go out to dance clubs and or bars or whatever and do karaoke or dance or just hang around and drink. You didn't eat though. Cocaine kind of makes you not do that. But we didn't get really too into any crazy stuff. Like I said, I don't get into fights with people or anything like that. I'm very calm and chill. And I kept myself under control on the Molly. I wasn't too touchy. I didn't get handsy with anyone that it was inappropriate to get handsy with, or anything like that. I like to keep my you know, I like to keep my consciousness intact. Yeah, I don't have too many. Well, I mean, I have crazy party stories, but they're ones that I won't tell. Like, sorry, some of them involve you know, other people, I guess. And it's not my story to tell on some of those.
Okay. I got my headphone back in.
It's a good bikini.
Thank you. I definitely have been eating like a trash can, and I've decided I have to chill for a little bit. I've been shoving, like, I made Oreo balls on stream and monkey bread and everything. I've just been shoving food into my face. So that needs to chill a little bit.
That's been the hardest part for me about sobriety. Is like the sobriety part's easy, but you know, like all aspects of life, you have to figure out what to do now.
Yeah.
And when you can't drink or do anything else, like for me, I just cook and then I eat, and it's like, oh my god, like I am shoveling food in at an alarming rate, and that's got to stop. I gotta like get Somalia again or whatever.
To be honest with you, I ate more when I drank, because I would get wasted and then at 2:00 in the morning be like, I need food, and eat more than any human my size should ever eat in one sitting. Like I'd go to 7-Eleven and be like,
yeah,
here's 2 spam musubis, a manapua, and like a plate lunch that they sell there, or like a little bento. And I would just go to, and then the next day I'd be hungover. So I'd be like, okay, I just need greasy food. Give me pancakes and eggs and like all kinds of random. So when I first quit drinking,
Yeah.
I lost weight without even trying. I changed nothing.
It's weird how that works. But see, I was doing, Molly and cocaine all the time. So like
That's
you're
different.
just never hungry. Like
That's
you
different.
just don't eat. And it's really weird because it also alters your perception of like how you look. And so you don't notice how skinny you get. I mean, I did eventually because I got sick and I lost a lot of weight because I didn't eat for like 20 days
Oof.
almost. From it was like 10 days and then I had like a week where I was fine and then it was like another 10 days. But up until then, I mean, I noticed that like some weight had come off and stuff, but you don't realize, like, I was looking at old pictures for a funny thing that happened the other day. And I was like, holy shit, was I skinny? Like I was really thin. And I just didn't, at the time I'm just, cocaine and you're just like, yeah, I look cool. That's all you think is like, I look cool. And so that was really weird.
My sister said the same thing. We were speaking recently and she thought she felt so good. She thought she looked great. She's like, I look so good. I felt so thin. And then she's like, and then I'd see a picture and I was like, oh no. But she did proudly tell me I love her. She's like, you know what I'm really proud of, Z? I still have all my teeth. Like, that's great. Like, that's great.
Good. That's good. Especially like meth, meth will actually rot them out. It's a side effect of it. And people just, they like don't think it'll happen. Then all of a sudden their teeth are just gone. Like it's just
no teeth.
You're gone. You're too much. But I never got into that. Thank God. I did. There were two things. I would never do meth and I would never do opiates. Either of those things.
What about heroin?
No, like not.
I guess that's
not
an
on
opiate,
my list.
right?
Yeah.
Technically, it's a downer.
And I wouldn't do injectables or anything like that's just too much. All that shit's too much work for me, right? Like that's why I liked coke, because it's like, okay, you just get a little bit out and then you just snort it and then you're done. Then you go.
Right.
Like all this other shit. It's like you got to cook it and you got to measure stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, how can I do this in the bathroom? I can't do this in the bathroom.
That's a lot of work. Yeah, I think that's too much work to just get high. I've never been just in drugs in general. I think because I had too much anxiety. So I still have too much anxiety.
Can't do
alcohol. That. No, alcohol helped me with anxiety. Drugs, no. I've done coke like twice, and both times I did it, first of all, it didn't really do anything to me. I don't know if it was just bad or if it's the ADHD was like, nope, this is not going to work on you. You're welcome.
It messes with it.
Yeah, I remember just being like, I don't get it. That was just not for me. Alcohol was really the only thing I had an issue with. I did ecstasy a handful of times and I only had fun once. One time was fun. All the rest of the times sucked.
Bad times on Molly, really, the Molly or ecstasy, same thing. They suck, but the good times are fucking amazing. There's nothing like it.
I was literally walking out into the ocean, and my friend was like, "Someone needs to get Zia because it's nighttime, and she is on her way into the middle of the Pacific Ocean." And I was just like, "This water feels so good." but I tried it a few times after that, and I was like, "This actually is terrible." And like everybody else kind of kept going and kept partying with drugs, and I just didn't. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah, anything there. So Molly and acid both are the same. Have the same sort of problem. Like if anything goes wrong, it gets kind of catastrophic.
Yeah.
So I was on Molly a lot. Before getting arrested. But my favorite Molly story is like the first time I ever did it. I was at a hotel and I took it. The person who gave it to me gave me a whole fucking college level course on like the effects of it. And I was like, this is taking way too long. Can I have the pill, please? Like, I trust you. Like, give me the packet and I'll reference it later if I need help with the technical aspects of this. Just give me the thing. So I take it and then we go to this rave that was at the event, like a little, and I was like, okay, this is normal. Like this is every time I go to a rave, it's the same. I'm like, God, this is so weird, and everybody here is so strange. I want to go home.
Yeah.
So I felt the same. So the Molly didn't help there, and it like didn't kick in. And so then I went to meet up with some people at the bar, people that we know, like Star Wars girl was there, and
Oh.
Cecil, and I don't know if Flash. I think Flash might have been there. Doesn't matter. But so we went to meet up with them at the bar, and everything was fine and normal. And then I got back to my hotel room. It had been like 3 hours since I'd taken this damn pill. It's supposed to kick in like 45 minutes. So
Yeah.
I figured it was a dud. And then I went into the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, whoa. Because I'm shirtless and my skin was changing colors, like between like when I would breathe in, it would get very red. And then when I would breathe out, it would get very white, like, which I think was, I don't think that was really happening, but that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
And the wall had this textured wallpaper. And I mean, I sat there and I snuggled that wall for like 20 minutes. I'm like, holy shit. Like it was unreal. I'm just sitting there like an idiot, like I'm plastered against a window or whatever, just rubbing this stupid wall texture.
When you feel that good, everything feels good.
Yeah.
So you're just like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever felt in my life.
And then I come out of the bathroom and Lady Raggeds is in bed. She's like, what were you doing in there? I was like, you don't even want to know. Like, oh my God. I think I just proposed.
I'm leaving you for the wall, okay?
He's like, holy shit. That was, and like, I loved Molly ever since that. That was great. But you always are chasing like that first experience. But I'm not gonna lie, I had that first experience a couple times, but you have to take a significant break from it for it to work.
Right. I can
like
see
that
that
again.
Yeah.
But it was that was fun. It was really funny because like when you realize how retarded you are, like in the middle of it, you're like, oh, I'm stupid right now. I'm in love with my bed sheets. Something's wrong. But
yeah, it's interesting too when you do spend, I know you're only about a year out from everything, but when you do spend a certain number of years away from it, you kind of, because for me it's been almost 11, I'll sort of look back on those times and you chuckle to yourself almost in a sense of like, it was funny and it was fun in its way, but I would never ever want to go back there.
Yeah, well, I'm torn on that issue because the main reason I would never want to go back there is because of how devastating it was when things crashed down.
Right.
There's lots of things that I would want to go back to. It's just there's no way to make them, and this is what they talk about in recovery a lot. Like there's no way to incorporate that back into your life.
Nope.
Even though you felt like you're up here, you'll probably never feel like that again.
Nope.
Because you won't have the substance boost to get you there. And so you have to be okay feeling like getting up to here and that being your high, because even though it seems like you'd want to, push a little farther, when it collapses, you've seen what happens. Or, well, people in recovery, you've seen what happens. And it's like, for me, it's like, well, yeah, it didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. It's, it was really devastating. And so I don't want to do that again. It's like, man, I wish there were ways to experience some of these things safely. Like, I wish that that could happen, but it doesn't really seem to be that way.
Well,
so,
it depends on the person. I know people who can do things like that casually, but some people just absolutely cannot.
Oh, I more meant like for me, the legal risk becoming real. The legal risk becoming real, it seals it for me. Like, no matter what I like or don't like about the substance, it was like, okay, everything came home to, you almost went to prison for 2 years,
right?
And it's like, I can't go to prison for 2 years, any years. I'm too narrow. I can't, I can't be there.
Someone's girlfriend, Nick, you will.
Well, they're going to have a good time.
Good time.
Look, we don't do anything half-assed around here. Pun intended. If I'm going to be a bitch, I'm going to be a bitch. I'm going to be the best one.
I can see that. I can see you really excelling at that, Nick. Actually,
You got to go for it.
You got to go for it.
You know, they say it's way worse if you struggle.
That's true. If you just give in, you might end up finding that you like it. Who knows?
Like,
You know?
you don't have to hit me. We can work something out.
Oh, just be nice to me. I gotta thank everybody.
Just bring me cornbread once in a while.
Worth it. A good cornbread is fantastic.
That's true. Do you like a sweet cornbread or like a salty? I don't want to say more bland, but you know,
savory. I know what you're saying, like a cheddar jalapeno. No, sweet for me always.
Gotcha.
Sweet cornbread. Yeah.
I usually like sweet cornbread, but there's sometimes like I don't want any like extra stuff. Like I just want a plain cornbread, but like a really good moist one. But sometimes a little savory instead of the sweet. But most of the time I think the sweet's good.
It's because I like putting, so in Hawaii we don't eat cornbread with our chili. We just eat our chili over rice.
Right, yeah.
So when I'm having cornbread, I want to put butter and like jam or something on it. I don't know. I have a sweet tooth. My sweet tooth is ridiculous. Like sugar's a problem for me. And I think that's what I took alcohol when I quit drinking and I just replaced it with sugar. I was like, this is all I need now.
That's what Mormons do, apparently.
That's what Mormons do. Yeah. They don't even drink coffee, which is, I could never.
Yeah. They put down ice cream like crazy from what I hear.
Oh, I can see that because they don't have a lot of joy in their lives. They can't do anything.
Yeah, I guess. Like they're just waiting for that cool, like I get my own planet thing later.
Yeah. Is that what it is? They get their own planet. I don't know a lot about religion.
I don't know. I've heard a bunch of stuff making fun of Mormons. So I just figured it's all true.
Yeah, I figure that too. Are they the ones that do soaking where they put it in?
just hang out. Sex. I hope you brought your book, babe. You're going to be here a while.
Oh God, it's so funny. Like, there's another one where they have their friends jump on the bed to get them as long as they're not moving.
Action. I'm going down.
Someone just brought that up in my chat the other day and I was freaking cracking up.
Call me Ishmael.
Brian, and I will read these messages too. Brian CW, Eden Knights, and I want to thank everybody for gifting all these subs. I'm watching them come in. You guys are incredible. All these memberships. I saw Slosher was gifting memberships. I saw that Franklin was gifting memberships. Old Nerdy Gift. Like there's a bunch in there. And if I missed you by name, I'm so sorry. I saw you. I love you guys. You guys are incredible. Thank you. And still MA doesn't have one. I don't understand. Is Brian Kadersha with a gold? Well, so Eden Knight says bikini time. Eden Knights, David Botero, thank you so much. CW also said with 20, donate now. Team Rackets, hell yeah. CW, fuck yes. Thank you so much. And then Brian, I saw a video about how haunted, this is a golden shower boy, how haunted Hawaii is from Pearl Harbor attack and the local Nightwalker warriors of centuries past. One Air Force building was so haunted no one would go in it after 5 p.m., even Air Force security. I grew up hearing about, I'm not from the island that has Pearl Harbor. I'm from the Big Island. Pearl Harbor's on Oahu, and I've been there, but I haven't spent a significant amount of time on Oahu. So I don't know that much about Pearl Harbor. I mean, you hear about it, you learn about it, but I haven't like been there at night and heard that stuff. But I grew up hearing about night marchers, and those scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Because here's the thing with night marchers, and this is what we always heard. If you come across a night marcher, you have to take all of your clothes off, you have to get naked, and you have to bow down to them and hope they don't kill you. Especially if you're not Hawaiian. If you don't have Hawaiian blood, they will murder you. So the night marchers are the ones that would walk alongside the Ali'i, which were the kings, the Hawaiian kings. And so if you were in their path, they would just kill you. So it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And every time we'd go camping, especially in Waipio Valley, which is like this very deeply personal, spiritual Hawaiian place, and I had family that lived down there. So we'd go camp down there on the beach, and the trees right on the beach, and constantly just getting terrified, being like, you're going to hear, this is where the night marchers come in. Do you hear it? Do you hear the drums of the night marchers? And just, oh my God, it was terrifying. I really believed it when I was a kid. I believed the night marchers were going to come and kill me. Like,
it's kind of horrifying.
Yes.
I don't approve. I don't approve of night marchers.
No, they're not fun. They're not fun.
You said something though. Did you say he was part of the Golden Showers crew?
Oh, it was a golden shower boy. That's what I call the yellow boys. That's
Okay.
the tens.
All right. That's disgusting and horrifying.
Nick is like, I knew this friggin' chick was weird. Last time I was here, she was putting chocolate sauce all over her.
That's disgusting. That's way worse to me than Nightwalkers.
You know what? I understand that. I understand that.
I do not like anything syrupy or sticky or like I mean I don't like chocolate sauce or syrup on anything. I don't like that. Like it. So when I have seen you like, it's like, oh yeah, here's shit all over me. I'm like, ew, oh, God, ew. No, like
it's very sticky.
I can't even eat like wings without getting. I'm like, ew, give me a towelette. You know, like wiping my fingers between each wing. I hate it.
So it's a sensation thing for you. You don't like that sticky sensation.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't like anything that's like sticky, tacky, liquid on my fingers drives me fucking.
I don't mind as long as I can shower and wash it off after, and then I'm good. Like I couldn't keep it on me for a long period of time, but I don't mind if it's for a short period of time. You want to give some advice to the internet? Nick picked some good law ones for you. Because,
okay, cool.
Because you know law things. I don't know law things. I could not.
At least I lie about it.
Well, you know what? You do it confidently, so no one knows. They think you're telling the truth.
Just be loud and direct, and everybody thinks, "Oh yeah, the guy knows what he's talking about."
That's what I want to work on. I've kind of would like tell my therapist this. I want to work on being more confident, like get to the point where people believe the things I say. I want to be confident enough that I can fool people into thinking I know stuff. Because right now they're like, this dummy. I'm not supposed to say that. You could
learn stuff too.
I do learn stuff, but I feel like even with stuff I know, I'm like, oh, maybe, even though I know for a fact it's true.
Right. That's a huge difference.
That's a confidence thing.
Is walking up and being like, no, I know this. I've dealt with this. I've encountered this before, and I can just say it, and then the other person will listen to me. That's the other hard part, right? Like is because you don't think the other person's going to listen to you until you've had a bunch of people listening to you, which you do. So
I guess
you should be confident. I
should be confident. You know what? I'm confident. I'm confident in certain things. Like keto is stupid. And I will die on that hill.
Like a keto diet?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm with you. Yeah. Terrible.
It's so retarded. Okay. So starting with this one, I just found out that my father-in-law, 60-year-old male, an amateur artist, has painted several explicitly and highly detailed nude portraits of me. 24. She's a 24-year-old female without my consent. He claims it's a tribute to my beauty and has submitted them to a regional art show. I feel violated and want to know what legal actions I can take to prevent these paintings from being displayed.
Whoa. So her father-in-law, she said?
Yeah. Father-in-law.
It's even worse. Like that. I don't know if that's worse or not, actually. I can't figure out. Like I thought it was father and then father-in-law. Both are terrible. Completely inappropriate, obviously. I wonder what legal action. So I don't know if just painting someone nude is actually against the law.
That's painting a weird one.
Yeah, I'd have to look into like it might be state specific on that one. I'm not. Man, that's a tough one. That's a really like because you want it to be against the law. It's like I don't want you to do that, but I'm pretty sure it's actually legal so long as it is as long as it's painted specifically. And the difference being what I'm talking about is like if you use like an AI type program to try and supplement the art and use and digitize it, that's when you start to get into trouble because it starts to become more real, I guess.
Okay.
So, but that's not really clear either. If you use digital tools to show someone doing a sex act, that is typically illegal. But like it's just a painting is of intimate parts is weird.
Also,
I would just my advice would be get a restraining order. and say that, these are non-consensual, they're completely inappropriate, and they can be restrained from producing or distributing them, and they should be restrained from doing that, in my opinion, like without the consent of the person. That's creepy shit to do. Yeah, also tell your husband to nut the fuck up and tell his dad that, like, get out.
This is honestly, that's the shit that drives me crazy. I firmly believe, and I'm not saying when you get married, you have to say screw your family or whatever, but I firmly believe that when you get married, your spouse is now your new family. And you don't have to side with them when they're wrong, I guess. You can have a conversation with them. But I still believe that, like, when you're married, that's your united front. And if your family's trying to fuck with that, you have to stand up for your partner, that partnership. Like, I just wouldn't let my family like do something like that without saying anything. I don't know. It just, that whole idea that it's like, oh, but they're family. Sometimes family can suck. Sometimes family can really suck.
I mean, a huge reason that my arrest occurred was because of family. Like, people are under the impression that it was our community or something that reported us, but it wasn't. It was all it was, everybody there was family member. And most people don't, because I haven't really told the story, and I don't know if I fully will or not. I don't have any desire to drag most of their names through the mud. What they did to us is very frustrating, especially because they didn't know anything about, this is all shit that they've said. They didn't know anything about the drugs. It was about some other stuff. It was they tried to use the government to enforce what their perception of a moral failing was, and they didn't approach us about it at all. And so that was really frustrating. So yeah, family can suck.
Family can suck. And I not always, like, I love my family, but I hate this idea that if you're family, you just have to they're family and you have to let them get away with everything. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, I miss Rumble Rants too. I'm sorry. Sorry, Russell. Sorry.
Yeah. But seriously, that guy needs to go to his dad and be like, Dad, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
yeah.
Like that's weird.
Yeah. That's not a compliment to beauty either, by the way.
No.
And also, how does he know what they look like? What she looks like naked? Is she working from photo, or is he working from photos? Like, is he just guessing what's going on here?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing, right? Like, with these types of stories, is we only have this tiny little window into the question, and we don't know what could have led to it. Like,
that's true.
Maybe there is. I mean, maybe there is some like strange thing that is less than sexuality or something, but more than what we would just consider like conventional relationship. Maybe like they're just very casual with nudity around like their house or something. Like, who knows? There could be something like that. But I mean, I can't think of anything, like that makes a ton of sense. It just, my brain goes, well, there could be something that explains why anyone would think this is appropriate. But I only think that because it's like, I can't see how anyone finds this appropriate. So I'm like just racing to find the answer in my head. I don't see much though.
No, it's weird. It's too weird. I would be so weirded out if that happened. Actually, I mean, Nick doesn't have a relationship with his father because his father's a monster. But I remember when his dad followed me on Instagram, I was like, oh God. I showed Nick and he was like, what the? And I blocked him immediately. Like, I couldn't even imagine if it was something to that level. That's just a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's well, some people are fucking weird.
Some people are weird. Some people are so weird. And I'm pretty open-minded. Like, I don't really care what lifestyle someone engages in. I've got friends that are poly and do whatever the hell. Like, I don't think everything needs to be traditional. I really don't care what other people do. But everyone has to be consenting and a complete adult in the situation. Yeah. And aware of what's going on. Exactly. Oh God. So strange.
That's a hard one that's a hard bridge for me to get to. Like, how does a father like? He's like, no, I was just painting you naked. Like, what? What's your problem? Like, you look really good here.
Yeah, I don't know what your meat flaps look like, but this is what I imagine they look like, and they're beautiful.
Look, I went to Arby's for inspiration. I hope you don't mind. I got the half pound.
I got the half pound. I put cheese sauce on it in case you have a yeast infection. This is what I imagine it would look like.
You wait a minute. My brain's fuzzy on this, but you tried the potato cakes from Arby's, right?
No, they have potato cakes?
Yeah. Okay. So Arby's potato cakes are amazing and they've been around forever, but then they got rid of them like 2 years ago. And they brought them back. They're back now forever. They brought them back temporarily and now they're back forever. So you're good. You go to Arby's whenever and get yourself potato cakes because they're awesome.
I don't remember. So I used to go to Arby's. It's been years. My last time in Arby's was sent back home. So, and I've been gone from home for almost 12 years now.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time since I've had Arby's, but I always used to get the cheddar and beef sandwich, and I would get jalapeno poppers and curly fries.
Oh yeah. See, that's a good.
I love them so much.
Yeah. Man, I started using jalapenos so much in cooking over the past several months that like, and I stopped asking Lady Raggets if she wanted jalapenos. I'm like, I just started putting them in everything. And she's like, I kind of like jalapenos now. I'm like, yes, I've been trying to tell you that the Mexicans are onto something. These are great.
I will say Mexican food is probably one of the best types of food. It's so goddamn good.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all just cumin.
You know what's so funny? And cumin tastes delicious, but it smells like BO.
Right. Yeah. It's terrible until you cook it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's delicious. Then it tastes amazing. But yeah, cumin is cumin. But nothing beats Italian and Japanese food for me. Those are just my two top favorites. Goddamn.
Yeah, I could eat ramen every day.
Ramen every day.
I could eat steamed dumplings, like Chinese steamed dumplings. I could eat those every day. Oh my God.
Yes. God, I love dumplings and cheese, Courtney. Yes, and cheese. All of the cheese. See, this is my problem is I just love food and I'm over here trying to make sure I can look okay in a bikini online, but I'm still just shoving food into my face. Okay, we're going to give more legal advice here. I'm not going to give any legal advice. I don't know anything about it. So this guy said, my landlord has threatened to evict me because I played Dungeons and Dragons.
Get out.
Claiming it's associated.
You're only level 4. Get out. You're embarrassing.
That would be a better reason than this. Claiming it's associated with satanic activities. I still have 6 months left on my fixed term lease. What are my rights and can he legally do this? I'm sorry, that's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Oh.
I mean, the answer to that is always it depends. It depends on what's in the lease agreement. The question is, I mean, it seems ridiculous, right? But people have the right to contract for ridiculous things. And if you want to put in your lease agreement that you can't play Dungeons and Dragons, you satanic pile of garbage, like you could do that, I guess. But if you just have a vague clause, like some sort of vague morality clause in your lease agreement, and then they try and approach you with that, which is something that a reasonable person wouldn't say, that playing Dungeons and Dragons is immoral. They would say it's for nerds. This is coming from a D&D player, so like I get to do that. I have a nerd pass.
Yeah.
But like they wouldn't say that it's some sort of moral issue. And so that's kind of out of left field. It would have to be explicitly in the rental agreement. And it may even have to be like literally in bold print, highlighted and underlined. Because sometimes they do that for terms that are like beyond boilerplate. But I would imagine they cannot do that. They can't evict him, end the lease. So I would sue. I'd be like, no, get me back in there. I'm going to roll a D20 on this bitch. And then I would host immediately, like I would host the biggest D&D nerd fest you possibly could, like in your up to the limits of your lease agreement. But man, what a weird thing. Like
people are so strange. I guess I have to say disclaimer. This isn't actual real legal advice. It's joke legal advice, but he knows about the law things. I don't know.
Yeah, my real legal advice is get a gun and shoot him. Stop playing with these stupid toys and D&D crap and be a man. Go take that house by force.
Oh, pretend that it's a wand. Pretend it's a magic wand, but really it's a gun. Then you can get into the role-playing aspect of it. It makes it more fun for you.
I like it.
Yeah.
Fireball. Bam.
Bam. Legit. That's a fireball. This is jokes, by the way. Russell, thank you so much for the Rumble rants. One from Russell, he said, "And what sort of bikini will Nick be slipping into?"
Yours, Russell.
Oh, Russell. I knew it. I knew you had a whole bikini collection. It explains so much. We got another 2 from Russell. He also said, "Tell Nick about the time you got in trouble with YouTube for shoving food in your cake hole." I got demonetized because I sat on a cake.
See, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Also, we hit mother flippin' cat cow. Franklin just 17'd us all the way up to mother flippin' cat cow, and he said, "Meow moo." What the heck?
What's a cat cow? What's this?
God. It's a fantastic stream. I mean, stretch. I can say words. It's a fantastic stretch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good one. And you know what? I need it because there's a freaking kink in my neck that's awful. I'll show you guys this stretch. I gotta make sure we're okay though. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like kink for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so this is, everybody get ready for a great stretch. What you're going to do here with this stretch is you're going to get on your hands and your knees. Now, this is tabletop position for anyone who does yoga. I've seen personal trainers do this. I've seen yoga people do this. I've seen physical therapists do this. It's fantastic. Now, I am none of those things. I used to be a certified personal trainer, but I'm not anymore. So anyway, but I still do this stretch, and I just think everybody should know about it. So what typically you do is you start in tabletop positions, very educational. You're going to arch your back like so. And this is the cat portion of the stretch. This stretches lats all the way down to your lower back. I mean, that's the great thing about this stretch, right? And then what you're going to do from here is sink down with your belly towards the floor, lifting your glutes up towards the ceiling, sky. You could do this outside. I've done this at the beach. It's great, hence the bikini. And this really stretches out your hamstrings, your glutes, and your hips. Stretches the hips real nice. So you just kind of go back and forth. And I always like to breathe in on the cat and out on the cow. So you just go...
You are gonna get me fucking killed.
So anyway, that's cat cow. We're done now.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so that's cat cow. It's a great stretch. Courtney's in there doing the cat and the cow sounds. Courtney, I'm so happy that you're here. All right, so anyway, that's it. That's cat cow for everyone who wants to know.
But I see your channel has continued to evolve in my absence.
Yes, thank you. I do my best. What I try to do is really have groundbreaking, entertaining, but also very educational bits in my streams. And I think I'm doing that.
No, you did great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Ben, I've never queefed doing that before, but you know.
I have. But only once.
Thank you guys so much for getting me to cat cow. You guys are amazing. And actually, I legitimately needed that. I slept on my neck wrong and through here and down into my shoulders in this area hurt so bad. That actually felt really good. These guys legitimately make me stretch. Otherwise, I wouldn't be stretching. It's nice.
Yeah, I don't stretch. So I believe that. I think I'm going to set up a cat cow goal on my stream and see how that goes.
Cat cow goal. Yes.
Yeah, guys, here we go.
And if you get Lady Rackets in on it, I mean, you could double the fee for that.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, maybe only like add like a 2/3 for her or whatever.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because she's a woman.
Yeah, but she's short. It's not her fault.
How
I'm much
tall
taller.
is she?
She's 5'2".
Oh, she's the same height as me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I look, I feel her pain. I have to climb on the counter to get things off the top shelf. It's ridiculous. If Nick's not home, I have to climb up on the counter, literally on my hands and knees, and reach stuff on the top shelf. It's really frustrating.
It's like a child looking for the cookies or whatever. Did your parents do that? Like hide the Oreos in like different cupboards that were too high?
My dad was a bodybuilder. We didn't have Oreos.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. My stepmom made chocolate tofu pie. But you know what? It was actually really good. I make it all the time now. It sounds disgusting, but it is delicious.
It sounds like it makes people into vegans. Like it's just weird. It's like, no, eat this. No. Like you gotta force feed them, and then they're telling you about it. Like, no, I'm a vegan now. It's really good.
I will never be a vegan, but I still make it. I swear. I had beef for lunch, and I had, what did I have? I had tuna for dinner. But yeah, chocolate tofu pie. It's delightful. But
is tofu a thing in Hawaii?
No, I mean, because there's a lot of Japanese food, I think that's why. And there's a fair amount of tofu in Japanese cooking.
Yeah, so I guess there would be. Okay. Yeah. I don't eat tofu, like, because I'm a man, and two, I'm an American. So I don't eat tofu, but like I was trying to think. I was like, dude, I've been to Hawaii a couple times.
What island did you go to?
The only two that matter, Maui and
Kauai. Oh, the Big Island. I would have thought you went to like Maui and Oahu. You went to my island. Which side of the island did you go to? Where did you go? Tell me everything. I'm so
West side.
All right.
Or whatever. I don't.
Side. Let's go. That's it.
Let's see. One time, where the hell? I went to the Sheraton. I think that'd help. The Sheraton on the west side of the island.
Yeah.
And we did the manta ray thing, like where you drive like an hour and a half north to get on a boat and to ride the boat back to the Sheraton. I'm like, why can't we just get on the fucking boat at the Sheraton and just go over there for 10 seconds and then come back? I don't get it.
Yeah, why'd you have to drive? How'd you go back up and get your car an hour and a half up? That's just
I don't know.
silly.
I rode on a bus or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I was at a convention, and like the convention organizers set it all up. So I'm sure it was like they probably got a deal from someone that they know on doing it. All I know is I was in the water, and there was like manta rays swimming around. And I was like, all right, this is cool for a minute and a half. And like now I've seen the manta ray, and I'm going to see it again and again and again. And I'd rather like be inside eating a steak. So I got kind of tired of it, but it was neat for a little bit.
I mean, people ask me all the time why I left Hawaii, and Hawaii will always be my home. I love it. And I mean, I grew up spearfishing. I grew up night diving. I grew up snorkeling. Like I grew up in, like, I was the girl that was in the water and you could not get me out. And look at how pale I am. Like my family was like, Jesus Christ, we need to get this girl out of the water and into some sunscreen before she dies. And they were always trying to call me out of the water, but I would never get out of the water. And I love it. And I love the hiking. There's so much I love about it. That being said, it's a really small island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And when you spend your entire life there, it gets to a point where you would like to go do other things.
Yeah, there's like, well, especially the Big Island's really cool from a touristy aspect. It's like, there's like you said, it's beautiful, and it has several different like ecosystems on that island specifically as you drive around it, which is really neat. Like you can go to the desert, you can go to a rainforest in the same day.
Yep.
And so that's cool. And Maui is similar. Maui has really, really good food, but both of them get boring really quickly. Like everything, all the fun stuff becomes mundane really fast. I would imagine when you live there or there a lot. Like my parents go too much. I'm like, how? You can only go to that art museum or that art shop like twice. Like you can only go there twice because it's the same thing. It's like they have the same stuff. You were just there. You don't need to go again. But I don't know. I like both because I like to eat. I like the Japanese influence on the food there. Yeah, Maui's a little more touristy, and Big Island was just a little bit more, rustic. I like both though.
Yeah, the Big Island is definitely the most local of the islands, in my opinion. It's funny. I talk about how ghetto it is because it is. I used to, in middle school,
there's some hood ass parts of it.
There's some hood ass parts of it. I used to walk from my middle school, and this was when I was like 13. 14, I would walk down to a park that we literally, it was Kalakaua Park, but we all called it Crack Park because all the crackheads used to hang out there. We would just go hang out with the crackheads. There was this guy named Ozzy. He was pretty chill. And there'd be like crack needles in the little pond, and we're like 13 years old just hanging out climbing the banyan tree while the bums are doing crack. And it's behind it's a very interesting place to grow up. I will say that.
Yeah, well, a lot of people ended up, they would end up in Hawaii with no prospect, but they're like, I'll get out there and I'll find something. And then what they find is like a, $400 Jeep Grand Cherokee that they park on a beach and live out of, for forever. Because there's
that a lot too.
Yeah, it's like every single beach, like it's all of that. Like sometimes there's a Wrangler, but
also
mostly it's Grand Cherokees, and you're just like, it's like for some people though, like that's a cool life. Like they're they're content with it. They like the beach, they like the water, they have what they need, and Hawaii has a pretty good social net for the people who are there too. So actually, I think like all the Pacific Islands do, even because I went to Tahiti, and Tahiti was funny because like people either worked or didn't work, but it didn't matter because they made the same amount of money. And so people kind of just like cycled through working for a while and then not. But Tahiti's French owned, and the French social security system is like, it would just pay them the same amount if they didn't do anything.
Wow.
And so it was, and there's nothing like, I mean, I didn't go to the bigger Tahitian island, which is Papete or whatever, except to fly in and out. But we stayed on one that starts with an M. I don't remember what it's called, but it's tiny. Like it's like 60 kilometers around, and there's nothing to do there at all. It was perfect because you're just like, there's water and sun and a beach, and you can just sit, and there's like there wasn't like loud touristy things or people. There's no like party buses going by. Everything is just quiet, and the food's good. And if you stay on the resorts, and if you go off the resorts, there's some stuff, but there's not much. The last murder there was in 1969. So
never mind. You're good. Wow.
I think they ate that guy too. So it's like,
all right. At least he didn't go to waste.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the worst part about it. Yeah, I mean, if someone gets murdered, their body just goes to waste if you don't eat them. If you eat them, at least you're using all of them.
Okay, so jokes aside, you end up killing someone, like because they deserved it or whatever.
Yeah, they're bad people.
Do you take a bite?
See, I don't know if I would, because what if I then get a craving and a hunger for human flesh? What if after that
you're like, now I'm a night feeder?
Yeah, that happens. I don't know. I don't want to take that risk.
I get it. I never thought of it that way. I was always like, I would definitely, like, if I killed someone, I'm definitely taking a bite. Like, you'll know it was me. There will be cannibalistic tendencies happening. Like, I wouldn't eat someone until then, but if I'm that far gone, then I'm going for it. Long pork for me.
I mean, I guess, right? You already did it. I hear it tastes a lot like pork. That's the closest you can get to human flesh.
What if you're a bad cook?
How do you season it? Do you need to roast it? Well, here's the thing. Also, did you kill somebody that's like kind of muscular and thin, or did you kill someone with some nice marbling on their ass? Like what part are we eating?
Right. That's good. And what herbs do you like wrap it up in? Like tarragon, or like, I don't know.
Tarragon would be nice. I mean,
rosemary, tarragon, some fresh basil, wrapped around that thing, and then slow roast it. Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, that could be nice. I feel like you would definitely hope that the person was a little bit chunky though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You gotta have a little wiggle.
Have a little wiggle. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's give some more advice to the internet, guys. We're clearly very capable of this. This is a great idea for us. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, we've got Ooh, I just found out my husband has been exchanging sex pics and videos with my brother-in-law. He's gay. He's
Got him.
gay. He told me they've exchanged sex pics and videos of me and my sister. Oh, never mind. This is worse. At various points in the last 5 years without us knowing. Most recently, a couple weeks ago. He even said my brother-in-law took his phone when he was at our house and went and jerked off to my sexual pictures.
Oh no.
I'm so upset right now. I don't even know what to do. Do I tell my sister? She has 3 kids and we have 2. Telling her could potentially ruin so many lives and relationships, but I feel like she needs to know. Do you want to be in a relationship with someone like that?
Yeah, it's like, oh man, this guy could ruin this relationship. Like, you need to, that either needs to stop immediately and forever, or you need to go. Like,
yeah. And then I don't even know what to do about my own husband. I'm all for fighting for a marriage, but this just feels like a complete slap in the face and so disrespectful. I just feel so gross and I don't know what to do.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm all for fighting for a marriage too. Don't get me wrong.
You need double couples therapy.
Yeah, they go together.
just couples therapy, the 2 guys. Like, y'all need Jesus. What are you doing?
That's going to take a lot of work and a lot of therapy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Speaking of that, I'll be right back. I got to hit the bathroom.
Yeah, no worries. Go ahead.
I'm going to go send some pictures of myself to me.
To you? From me to me? You guys, that's crazy. I don't know what you do in that scenario. Whatever, would y'all just leave? Would y'all just get out of there? I also have to pee, but I don't want to leave you guys alone. No, you got to tell. Yeah, you have to tell her. No, you 100% have to tell her. It's more like, do you stay and try to work the marriage out? Do you stay and be like, you need to see how horrible this is? Laundry room would stay. Lolita said, I'd just get a divorce. Yeah, I honestly, that's a tough one, man. That's brutal. I'd change my number. RJP says you can't trust us alone. Oh, yes, to telling her. Gotcha. I know, you're right. I'll wait until Nick comes back and then I'll pee. Yeah, Frank, I don't know. That would take blackmail. Turd burglar, that's a good idea. Then you could get everything you want. Then you're just like, hey, bitch, remember when you did this thing? Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I don't. Then you have to go parent. Well, yeah, I have to co-parent with that's also true. You have to co-parent with this person. So no matter what, they're going to be in your life because you've got kids. On the prior topic of eating people, you shouldn't prion diseases are horrifying. Wait. What's that, Archiver? What's a prion disease? I don't even know about that. Yes. Okay, Max, I saw your question. I'm waiting for Nick to get back. If you have your phone, you should check out how hot Ashley looks tonight. I'm always down to look at how hot. Wait. Discord, Instagram, where are we? Where's Ashley? Oh, for Pete's sake. Ashley, the choker. I'm seeing a hot picture of Ashley on her Instagram. She's got a choker. She's wearing with her bangs. Oh my God, Ashley, you look so good. I love your makeup. She's wearing a flannel with the choker and them titties are tittying. Ashley, they really are. You look amazing. I don't know if she can even hear me. She looks so good. I also have to pee. I'll be back in like 30 seconds flat.
Okay. That's a fast pee.
I'm a fast peer.
# respect. Hey guys. What's up? I'm doing a cat cow while she's gone, just so she can't see it. Tell her it happened.
I heard that.
Look at prion diseases. You don't want to eat human flesh. I know. It's like basically like mad cow. You don't want that. That's true. Did Nick just? No, I did not. Luck of the blind. I went to the bathroom like a human.
Like a human person?
Yeah. They just said, did Nick just never mind? So I definitely didn't never mind. I just went to the bathroom.
He always minded.
Don't Turns out I minded the whole time.
You minded the whole time. Oh my God. We got 2 more. We got a good question. Saw for 5. Saw, thank you so much. He said, hi, Xia and Nick. Today sucked. The billing department called for the doctor and I got a bill for $89. And they said all them came to over $1K. And this is before the surgery. I told them I'm not paying for that doctor that saw me and I quit. F that. Yeah, saw. If they're not doing the surgery, don't pay that doctor. So I guess he has a hernia that he needs to take care of. And so he went to the doctor and they charged him. And then the doctor retired and referred him to another doctor to get the surgery. So he had to repeat the process all over again. So he's like, I'm not paying them for that. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's crazy. They should transfer what he paid to the other doctor.
Doctors' fees are really expensive. I'm like terrified. I also have to get a hernia looked at.
Dentists have gotten crazy expensive too. Like because I have all these damn kids. I only say that when I think of their dental work, because like you go in, it's like, oh, you're gonna get a cleaning, and then you come out, it's like $200. Like what?
Yeah.
And and their physicals. I got the bill for their physical. There was a hiccup with our insurance, so I didn't actually have to pay this, but it was like $700 or something for a physical, and I was like, what the hell? When did a checkup become so expensive?
Holy shit. Yeah, I got a quote for I need 2 implants in the back here. I have 2 missing molars, and it is going to be $11,000, not even including the crowns. That's just the bone grafting and the implants.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I was thinking about it. You said it, and I was like, that sounds insane. And then I thought about I have an implanted tooth, and yeah, it was like $6,000, 7. Yeah. I mean, something like that. It's unreal how much it costs,
and it takes like a fucking year to do too.
Yep, because they put the damn things in, and then you have to wait like 4 months, and then they have to like make sure that they are tight or whatever, and then they put on like these temporary things for a couple months for some reason, and then they finally put it on there. It's nuts. I hate it. No,
that's insane.
I hated it. It was awful. It took forever.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to have to take out a loan for it. I'm going to have to put it on a credit card. There is a credit card I can put it on that has 0 interest, but I don't know how long it's going to take me to pay that off. So that'll be fun. That's going to be super fun. Love it.
Guys, you got to get that squat goal. Jack knows membership.
Squat goal. Come on.
Get those teeth.
It's teeth. Woo. We got another 35 from K-Max. K-Max, thank you so much. He said, since Zia's from Hawaii and Nick is from Minnesota, can you both name your state flower, state bird, state motto, and state fish? I have my Wikipedia up to verify the answers. Do you know this, Nick?
I'm from Texas.
Oh, you just you live in Minnesota.
But Minnesota is, so let's see, state flower is the lady slipper, state bird is the loon, state, what was the other ones?
State fish.
Oh gosh. I would assume, the northern pike.
Okay. State motto. Do you know that? Do all states have a motto? What's the state motto?
We're like Canada, but gayer. I don't know the state motto.
State Farm. Yeah, I don't think I know our state motto either. I think our state flower should be the lehua flower. I hope I'm right. State bird would be the mina bird. State fish would be the humu humu nuku nuku apua'a.
Hey, that's stupid
fish. Yeah, you're not allowed to kill them. You're not allowed to spear them. Whenever we would go spear fishing, it was like you cannot do it.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't figure that out. I'd just throw the spear at whatever fish was moving, like that I saw. Right? Like I'm not picking a fish out here. Like
you're just spearing.
Yeah,
fish.
I see a fish and I throw a spear at it. Like that's my reaction. I think. I mean, I haven't tried, but like that's what I would like to think I would do.
Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, you always hear this. Uamau, Kea Kea Okaaina Ikapono. That's like a song. I didn't realize that was the motto. The life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. And for the well, I'm not going to be able to read French. L'Étoile du Nord, French, the Star of the North.
That's right.
I did not know that. L'Étoile du Nord.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think it's the Star of the North. It's like the sub character at best.
I don't.
Minnesota, like you can think of anything that's like north that is cooler than Minnesota. Like there's plenty.
I guess that's true. What took you to Minnesota? Have I ever asked you that?
I don't know. I was asked it the other day, but I don't know that you did. My dad worked for this company called Control Data. And then a guy from Control Data named Steve Cray founded Cray supercomputers. They still are around. They build computers that are bought by like governments and stuff like that. They fill up like a whole Walmart with, it's just like server racks.
Damn.
On server racks. But so he, when Cray started up, he started working for them, and then they eventually set up shop in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, and Bloomington, Minnesota. So they moved my dad up to here because they were flying him up all the time to do work locally. And then they're like, well, we'll just move you guys up to Minnesota. So that's when my life got turned upside down.
And so you didn't choose to move there as an adult. You got moved there as a kid, and then you just ended up staying. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
I was almost 10. I was like just a couple days from 10 years old.
Did you like it or did you hate it when you first got there?
No, I hated it.
You hated it. Yeah, because you went from Texas, where it's probably warm all the time, to Minnesota, where it gets below freezing.
Right. And the snow gets novel for like a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just everywhere and it sucks. I hate snow. I've always hated snow. I don't like I skied a little bit when I was, in high school and stuff just for fun, but I don't like skiing enough to make it worth it. I tried snowboarding out, but I wasn't cool enough for that. I was really bad at it. So I just don't care. Like, and I don't like being cold. I don't like how you track snow everywhere. It gets everywhere. And then there's just water all over the fucking floor. I hate that so much.
The other thing too is snow is, like you said, it's very around Christmas time. I'm like, oh, pretty white Christmas snow. So nice. Immediately afterwards, I'm fucking done with it.
Yep.
And then, yeah, it looks really pretty, but then it's just these giant, dirty brown piles of disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Not a fan. See, that's another nice thing about the Big Island is it snows up on Mauna Kea, and then you just go back down to the beach. So like when it would snow on Mauna Kea, people would drive up there, fill the back of their pickup trucks with snow, drive it down, and people would just play with it until it melted.
Right. Yeah.
And that was fun. You take a truckload of fucking snow to the beach and then it melts, but it's 80 degrees. So you don't give it, like, it's fantastic. It's perfect.
Yeah. You're throwing snowballs at people on the beach. That's funny.
Yeah, exactly. And
like
there's probably not a lot of other places you get to do that.
No.
I
saw snow like twice in Texas before we moved up, and it was always like 5 a.m. Snow had fallen, and then it was gone by 7 a.m.
That's not so bad.
No, I could live like that forever. That's great.
Yeah.
I could deal without snow for the rest of my life.
Yeah, snow is honestly, I'm really not a fan. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I'm just not a fan. Ugh. Especially if you have to shovel it yourself. Oh God.
Yep.
Okay.
Terrible.
All right, we got another one here. This guy said, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced late night driving, but some traffic lights will stay red past their usual intervals. In my town, there's a traffic light at the north-south highway and an intersecting east-west side street. After 12:30 in the morning, the light stays green for the north-south highway drivers, but stays red for the east-west side street. I've sat at this red light for the better part of 20 minutes before and still no green light. So what is a motorist allowed to do legally in such a circumstance? Run the red when nobody is coming? That's crazy.
It is crazy. Man, I don't remember, but I feel like I heard of a law in legend somewhere, where if there was if you'd waited more than 2 minutes at a stoplight after a certain period of time, like after a certain time of day, you were allowed to run it. But I would check. I don't know that rule exists. I can't believe there are stoplights these days. Like they're all of the lights have sensors now, so why would they do this anymore? And the sensors are like they're really easy to put in. It's just a wire that goes underground. They don't even have to rip up the whole thing. You know, it's just a wire that it induces current when a car drives over it. So it's really strange that they don't have that going on.
Town. It's like there's like 2 traffic lights and they're like, eh.
But look, I mean, the law only applies if someone's there to enforce it. Like it. Yeah.
I was literally going to say, I'm not a lawyer. I have no idea. I'd run the fucking thing. I'm not sitting there for 20 minutes. No way.
Yeah.
I'd sit there for, probably 2 or 3. And I'd be like, no one's coming. I'm going. This is crazy. I'm treating this like a stop sign.
Right. And I think, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at the end of the day. Like, you're not putting anyone in danger or whatever. You're not driving dangerously. So the interesting thing is that some states, the way they write their traffic laws are that it's not like you need to drive under the speed limit. It's that you have to drive at a reasonable speed. And the presumptive reasonable limit is the speed limit that you see. But there are reasons why you can exceed a speed limit, right? Like if you're having a medical emergency and the speed limit's 55, you can go 80 miles an hour.
Nice.
As long as you're driving reasonably and safely and not endangering people around you. You can exceed the speed limit because you have a reason to do so. So the speed limits they're really strong suggestions in those cases. And I think stoplights in some states may fall into that category too. But the practical aspect of it is just don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Like, just run the fucking light. What are you doing? Just sit at a damn stoplight for 20 minutes? You know what? You should go to jail for that.
It's so stupid. You should go to jail for being dumb. That's dumb. You're not a smart, there's no part of me that would wait for 20 minutes. I'm too impatient for that anyway. Literally
turn right and then turn right again.
Yeah.
Turn right, you turn right. Like if you really need to make yourself feel okay. But nobody gives a shit. Just drive across the intersection.
12:30 in the morning. Yeah, no one's up. Oh my God. Do you want to answer a fun one? This is about kinks.
Yep.
I saw it and I got excited. Okay. I love it. Kinks are so weird. That's why. And some of them are so niche and you're just like, what is that? That's strange.
You're like, that's really specific. Like, how did you figure this out?
Exactly. Like, what were the steps that led you to finding out that you liked that thing?
Yeah. Did you see the Glenn Greenwald stuff?
No.
Okay. So he's the guy who leaked when Snowden stole all the papers from the NSA, he went to 2 journalists and one of them was Glenn Greenwald. So he released a lot of the Snowden documents. You know, he was part of the group. They tried to not release things that would compromise US soldiers or anything like that. But anyway, so he's a big time journalist or whatever, but someone found his like fetish recordings. Like, and he's into some crazy shit. Like,
what kind of fetishes?
Like with some like fecal play, like a lot of it's very gay but I think everybody knew he was gay. Like, I don't think that wasn't
surprising. It was just that he was eating poop or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it was from what I read, they're pretty bad. And it's like, how'd you get there? How did we get there, Glenn? Like, I don't care that you're there. But I want to know how.
God, honestly, I had this gay manager back when I was working in LA, of course. And he would tell me stories sometimes. And one of them is he hooked up with this dude and this guy was like, hey, I want to play with your poo. And he said no for a while. And then eventually he was like, I guess they were hooking up for a bit. And he was like, I mean, I guess if that's what you want. So he started doing it. And the guy just straight up started eating it out of his butt.
No. Hard out. Yeah, go away. Like
why?
Give him your house. I don't. You can have it. Just get out. Get out of there as fast as you can. What are you doing?
That's the thing. At that point, you never want to be back in your house again anyway.
Yeah.
Because you will always
you're gonna think that everywhere.
Your feces. It's disgusting. Rod, I'm sorry. All right. So this girl said, she said, I'm a 31-year-old female. I've
Yeah.
been married to my husband, 29 male, for 5 years, together for 9. Early on, I discovered he has a kink that I've been dealing with ever since. He's
Dealing
probably
with a kink sounds not great
no,
out the gate, right?
because he doesn't sound excited about it. He is probably the most vanilla man out there. Only likes missionary, doesn't even like BJs, etc. I am not, but I love him and deal with the very boring sex life. However, the one thing he likes that's slightly kinky is that he has a size kink, specifically his partner, me, getting larger. He likes me to put on clothes that don't fit. He grabs and giggles my love handles and thighs. He keeps saying things like, "You're so lazy that you just keep getting bigger, and those jeans must be 3 sizes too small for you. They were so tight, and you just keep eating and eating, and you're just getting bigger and bigger."
You
He's
get
a
excited.
feeder.
You're getting bigger and bigger. This is so good.
He's a
Come on,
feeder.
come on, come on. Oh,
Pre- Previously, I've been okay enough to compartmentalize the comments to just being an in the moment thing. It's never been my thing, but he likes it, and I like making him happy. I've always been clear that that kind of talk can't happen when I'm in a bad headspace, though, and he's been very respectful of that and only mentions it when I'm good. That's nice. I just had a baby. She's 4 months, and my body obviously has a dramatic change. I don't like the way I look at the moment. Nothing fits right. I'm the largest I've ever been. I have stretch marks and a very definite belly. Now, every time he touches me or says I look beautiful, all I can think about is, you only like me because I'm a fat fuck now. Every time I look in the mirror, all I see is how fat I am, and his words fill my mind, and I can't seem to compartmentalize them like I used to. We haven't had sex in like 8 months, so there has been no negative comments from him about the way I look or anything. They've all been positive. I'm just turning it all around in my own head. Any advice to help get me past this would be appreciated. This is
wait.
a kink problem. She needs therapy because she had a kid and she's feeling
That's a weird thing. She's like, we haven't had sex in 8 months, so there haven't been any things are good.
yeah.
That was weird, right? Like that. I mean,
I
the whole
think
thing's strange, but the way that she wrote that was like, well, we haven't had sex in 8 months, so he hasn't had any negative comments. It's like, wait, but like, what do you want out of this thing?
it sounds to me like because she had the kid, she's feeling really bad about herself. She's
Yeah.
feeling very self-conscious. She's feeling her self-esteem is shit because I mean, I understand that. You go from I couldn't imagine having, a certain body and then like growing a whole ass human in there and then you gain weight, stuff gets stretchy. Like I just have a sneaking suspicion that she just feels really bad about herself. And so those comments are coming into play, even though her husband doesn't feel that way and he does like it. And it sounds like he just loves her. Like, I don't know. This isn't a him problem. This is just, she needs to go to therapy.
Yeah, I think she does. But I mean, it's gotta be tough, right? When there's a disparity between what what your partner wants to look like and what you're attracted to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like keep eating, Tubby. I just can't. Like I am so desperately allergic to fatness. And I don't mean to be horrible about it. I don't like it. I can't. It's not attractive to me at all. So like I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like this guy is just like put some Cheez-Its in her cheek. Like what does he do? Is he stuffing food in her other food? Like, I don't know. How's he making her bigger?
I don't know. It sounds like he's just, but that's the thing. Again, so I was watching My 600-Pound Life and there was this woman on there and I always like to Google them afterwards to follow up. Did they get more weight off? Did they keep the weight off? Did they get the weight loss the skin removal surgery? Like it's a whole thing, right? So there's this one girl and she was like, I think she was closer to 700 pounds. She was a big gal. Yeah. Like watch it's the most amazing thing to me is how the human body even gets to this point because they're getting up and they're waddling like this, around like this, and literally their legs are touching all the way. There's no forget about a thigh gap. Their legs are touching all the way down to their ankles. Like
and their ankles are amazing. Like they're like masterful engineering. Like how do they keep them up? Like my ankles would bitch out immediately. They'd be like, nope. You're too fat. We're breaking.
Just fall right over.
I can't.
Insane. So
When
this
you go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying when you watch them fall down too, like I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, I'm 6'2", and if I fall and I'm like 170 pounds, if I fall, I might get hurt. Like probably not anything bad though. Like I'll get a scrape or something.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, some of these guys like on that show they're like my height or taller. Sometimes they're big, right? They're not just fat. These are big guys a lot of times. And so I go, okay, like if you fall from 6 feet up, but you weigh 700 pounds instead of what, like the amount, it's a catastrophically different fall, you know? And you're like, how do these people like survive this long? How do they make it?
Some of them don't get out of bed. Some of them are bedridden and they legitimately can't move, which is, I couldn't imagine living that kind of life. But this woman is, 600, 700 pounds, and she's got this husband who's just a completely normal looking, in shape dude. Like he's not big. Sometimes they're both overweight, but this guy was like, he looked like he actually probably worked out. And he was like, yeah, we still have a good sex life, but it would be nice if she could move around a little bit more. And he was like supportive, and he seemed supportive.
So he's just having sex with a mountain of jello. Like, what is he's like just lay on top of it, just got like wiggle? I don't know.
So many places to put his penis. There's so many folds. It's all soft, Nick.
I know. I have like I don't have a curiosity about it, but I just like my brain is like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know how any of that works. Like, I feel like a child learning about sex for the first time. Like, what do you mean? Like, how do you get there? Who's holding the curtains? Like, I don't.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So this husband seemed supportive. Obviously, he was enabling her. But after she lost the weight, they got a divorce.
Yep.
He was a feeder. He wanted her that big. So when she lost the weight, he was like, "Oh, I'm out." Yeah, absolutely wild.
Yeah, I saw one of it was one of my 600-pound life or whatever, and the doctor was there, and like he goes in, the woman is bedridden, she's massive, and her husband would be a big guy, but he looks small, like compared to her, because he's under 300 pounds,
right?
But she's bedridden in the hospital. And the doctor like looks under her mattress and pulls out a whole like a pizza box, and he's like, "What is these?" And and she's like, and the husband's like, I don't even know how they got there. It's like, you obviously brought it. She can't move.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. These people, they can't go to the grocery store. So their families are over here, and they're like, "How much do you want?" And they're like loading up their plate. One dude ate 6 donuts, 12 eggs, like half a pound of bacon, a second plate that had like potatoes and breakfast sausage. And they're like, they're enabling them completely. They're the ones feeding them. If I had a loved one that was like that, I'd be like, no, if you want to eat like that, you have to get it yourself. I'm not bringing that to you.
Yeah, I'd put it on a string and hang it like just higher than their arms can reach.
That's their workout. Doing this whole thing.
He's so mean.
Oh, it's so bad, but
like
it's
a pinata. So you're just sitting there like, oh, they're gonna grab it. They're gonna go for it.
It's like when you put a dollar on a string and then pull it every time someone goes to grab the money. Yeah, it's like that, but for them, it's food.
Yeah, it's a whole turkey.
You need a really strong pull.
They will eat just like you're like, how did anybody eat that? Like someone will suck down like a whole turkey breast and a whole like turkey quarter, and you're like, that was like 7 pounds of food. How did you do that?
Where does it go?
Yeah, I don't know. Zia.
I just don't. Here's my problem. I'm the same. I'm a bit fat phobic. I don't really care if other people want to be fat. It's your own body. Do what you want to it. But for me,
yeah,
I can't. I'm so fat phobic. Like if the most weight I think I've ever gained has been like 13 pounds. And it was because I had money for the first time to like eat food again, because I was super poor for a while. And when I got on the scale one day, I looked down and I was like, oh no. This is unacceptable. Like I just don't know how you get past that. How do you keep going?
I don't know. I legit like a couple of years ago, I was at my highest weight, which was 206. And
which, by the way,
I
is
was
not very high for 6'2". I just want to point that
no,
out.
it's not very high. It certainly is not. I was not like a big guy by any stretch. But I'm over 40, and so all of that was like all of it was centered right in my belly. And I hated that more than anything. It's like, okay, this is gross and disgusting. And so like I worked on that, and there's like a bunch of stuff that had to go into focusing. Weight loss is really difficult. But it was like I like that alone. I was like, I can't do this. These people, like their calves are like this big, and it's like their thighs like rub together, and they get rashes and sores, and they open wounds and stuff from just existing. So like it's baffling to me. I'm like, how do you get out of bed? How do you get this big? Like I would stop it.
Do you see the parts on their skin where it rubs together and it gets like thicker? Like they have like a thick,
like leather.
Like leather. Yes. Oh God, I can't.
Oh, gross.
I can't do it. I can't. I don't know. It's wild to watch. I'm really happy for the people that lose weight. Some of them lose a ton of weight and they look amazing, and they get the skin removal surgery and they're down to their goal weight or whatever, and it's great.
Right.
But some of them are like, they're so in denial. They're like, I'm doing the right thing. I don't understand. I'm following the diet. Why am I not losing weight? The scale's broken. Like they're so upset at the doctor or the scale. And the doctor is like, at your weight, you need to be eating 7,000 calories a day to maintain your weight. So if you're not losing weight, you are still eating 7,000 calories a day. You cannot bullshit me. And they always, people don't understand thermodynamics. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that people get into this. Well, they're like, well, it could be this, and there are some things, don't get me wrong. I know if your thyroid's messed up, that regulates your metabolism, so that it can drastically lower your metabolism, and that sucks, and you can gain, like, that's a whole other thing. There are some medical issues for that, but for the most part,
that's not you until a doctor diagnoses that isn't you. Though you are eating and drinking coffee that is 800 calories, and it's that's the other thing. And I tell people, I'm like, it's the snacking. You're snacking all day. Like I can smell it on you. Look at those fucking Lay's covered fingers. I know those fingers. I have them, and they're great. But you shouldn't have them because you're fat. And they're like, no. I just eat like 3 meals a day. I'm like, first of all, stop doing that. You don't need 3 meals a day. You need 1 meal to live, and that's it. And you should live poorly. Like, it should suck.
Nick.
Get rid of it. And then when you want to go like for a snack, put your hand in the garbage disposal instead and turn it on. Because like they will sit there and eat a bag of chips, and then they'll sit and like eat like a thing of Twizzlers or whatever. They'll be like, I don't understand why I'm gaining weight. I only had 2 meals today. It's like, motherfucker, you had 1,500 calories just while you were breathing. Like, stop.
Also, they're like, I only have 2 meals today, and one of their meals is an entire cake.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking why.
Today's my cheat day.
Yeah.
It is your cheat life.
Oh,
we can tell.
Christ. Yeah. I can't with that. I feel bad for them. It is an addiction. I understand that. And the thing with a food addiction, and then we hear their stories, I feel terrible, because all the time it's always like, well, I was molested as a child. And it's like, well, okay. So yeah, like that's why it's horrible. That's why you're like that.
Well, go back and fix it. I'm tired of these damn excuses. Stop eating.
No, but seriously, go to therapy. Like, a lot of the times there was one girl where she couldn't lose the weight. She couldn't lose the weight. She couldn't lose the weight. She kept going in, and she's like, I don't know what's happening. Finally, she goes to therapy, and it took just like a couple months of therapy. She lost like 70 pounds. She just had all this fucked up stuff in her life that she wasn't talking about. And as soon as she started talking about it, it was like, oh, and then, and she lost all the weight. She got the skin removal surgery. I was happy for her.
Yeah. You got to get that. When you get that big, otherwise you look like Family Guy did a really funny thing, like where Peter had he had the lipoed out all of his fat, but he had just had flaps of skin. It was so gross. It's like you gotta get that, because otherwise you come out looking like a swamp monster, and you can't.
You look
I
like
don't
you're
know.
melting.
Yeah, and that's sad to me. That's honestly, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And also, don't ever listen to anybody who's like, "Oh, you got to do the work in the gym to get the weight up." No, go in and get it lipoed out. Do whatever you have to do. You got to change your lifestyle, obviously. But like, I'm so tired of hearing people like shit on hastening a process. You know, like if you can get some of that fat lipoed out, get it. It's really hard to get rid of adipose tissue. Like, your body is not good at processing it. It takes a lot of work to get it to get there, and you can accelerate a lot of it if you can afford it, and if you can do the recovery and it's safe for you and stuff like that. People should really like destigmatize that for themselves, in my opinion, because like you got plenty of fat. They can take a lot of it out, and you'll still be okay, and you'll still have a ways to go. But like, do it. Why would you not take shortcuts in your life? I don't get it. It's like, well, you should work for it. You will. You still will.
You still will. Yeah. I've heard the reason I like working out and the reason I like lifting weights is because when you add that muscle mass to your body, your metabolism naturally increases. Again, the law of thermodynamics is
Yeah.
the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns at rest, at you doing nothing. So if you start, and I'm not going to get to an insane level where I'm like all muscular, but I like having enough muscle and like being toned enough where my resting metabolic rate is close to 2,000 calories a day. I can eat that much without gaining weight. And that makes me happy. That's a lot of food. I like food. I like eating. And so I like to have that activity to be able to support the food that I like to eat. So for me, that makes like, that's what I like about working out.
Yeah. You don't need lipo.
True.
But someone who's 400 pounds, you
They
know,
could use
like
some lipo.
get some lipo. Like, you'll still have work to do. You'll still have to work on your metabolism. You have to maintain, because like if you get lipo and then you just put the fat right back on, that's useless. So like, you'll still have to do it, but get the boost. And I like, take the weight off of your body, literally. It'll help your joints. It'll help your, your general good feeling, which will then help you work out in the gym and stuff, in my opinion. I think people should not be. I think we should destigmatize shit like lipo. Less fat people. That's what I want. I don't care what I have to do to get less fat people. Have you noticed that well, I look at women most of the time, like so I notice that more. But
Fair enough, yeah.
but like, so I go to the mall or whatever, and I'm noticing way more stomachs. Like crop tops are coming back and lower rise jeans, and
Yep.
I'm like, and I'm noticing that stomachs are getting flatter again, which is crazy. Like things are going back to normal finally.
I think I saw stats that for the first time, and I don't even know how many years, it's starting to go back the other way. Like
Yeah.
obesity is actually starting to go down a little bit.
It's like out of vogue now. They're like, you know what? We want to look skinny again. I'm like, thank you. God, I've been advocating for this for years.
You know what's funny? I know, same. You know what's funny? I saw a post today and I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole today about those big plus size influencers, the body positivity influencers. A
Yeah, are they
couple
dying
of
yet?
them. Well, yes, but this isn't even that. A couple of them are starting to talk about how they wanted to lose weight for their health, where they were like, my joints were really hurting me. I was pre-diabetic. Like I was just really unhealthy and I wanted to lose weight for my health. But the minute you even mention that or do anything about it, everyone attacks you. Your followers attack you. People attack you. And they were like, one girl was like, yeah, I knew I needed to lose weight for my health, but I was scared of my followers. I was scared to do it. How insane is that?
Yeah, I mean, and they're vicious. Like they're
Yeah.
that community, and plus they're big. So
They'll sit on you.
You gotta worry about them. Like if you don't want to be downhill from them, they have the advantage. They will
just roll over you.
You're done. You're like Indiana Jones. No.
Like short round.
It's like, yeah. So I found this, mentioned that Glenn Greenwald thing I've been trying to find a description of what's in the video, and I've only gotten one so far.
Oh, I want to know.
In the video, Greenwald 58 is seen wearing a maid's outfit and is fondling and kissing a person's hands and feet. About halfway through, he climbs onto the bed. Oh, wait. Sorry. About halfway through, he climbs onto the bed where a glass pipe and a small plastic bag can be seen. He then visits PayPal on his laptop and appears to send a transaction, which was from about made a year ago. Throughout the video, the man humiliates him with homophobic slurs, which is my favorite line.
Humiliates him with homophobic slurs. I don't know what that means.
So it's like, well, that sounds cool. I'm into that. I think that's funny.
Yeah, that sounds great. Good for him. He sounds like he's living his best life.
Yeah, have that guy call you an F slur over and over and over. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Did you pay him to do that too? Like, how do I get this job?
That's the perfect job for you.
I want to just sit there and humiliate people for money. That's fantastic.
I do remember when I was having a tough time, like if I was having a hard time dieting, I would just be like, Nick, I need you to fat shame me. And it was perfect.
Yeah, it works for me too. Makes me feel great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I read some way worse description of the videos somewhere earlier today, but so I'm still looking. I don't know if that one was real. This one is from Edge Media Network, which is a gay media network. So I trust everything they said because I trust that there's way worse stuff on it than that, because what they said was pretty, like, I wouldn't do it, but I mean, I would yell homophobic slurs at whoever wants it. But that's the only thing in this that I would be into.
See that, but that's consensual. If they want it, that's consent. That's again with the whole consensual thing that people aren't understanding.
Right. I'll insult anybody in any way that they want. Like if they ask, that's funny to me. Like and plus you always gotta warm up and be in good practice. So it's always good to have someone come up and be like, hey, will you make fun of like my fingers or whatever? It's like, yes. Give me a minute, sausage hands. I'm just warming up. But
speaking of sausage hands, we got another. This is a good point. Slosher, thank you so much. That's a golden shower boy from Slosher. He said some people have been losing weight just because there's better information out there now. For decades, the food pyramid told people not to eat much meat or vegetables, but make sure you eat a shitload of bread. Yeah. It's true. They were like, here, eat mostly. That was like the bottom of the pyramid was fucking carbohydrates.
6 to 11 servings a day. It's
insanity.
Insanity. 10 slices of bread a day. Like that's a shitload of bread. It's a lot. Like when I do like my favorite sandwich that is not like a meat and cheese sandwich is it's peanut butter. It's 3 pieces of bread and it's peanut butter, butter, and then grape jelly.
Oh,
it's so good.
That sounds amazing.
And so I love that, and it's just on white bread, like or whatever the softest white bread you can find is. So that I love that sandwich, but that should be all the carbs that you have for the entire day. Like that's
for the whole day.
3 slices of bread is plenty, but they're like, no, you need 7 more slices of bread in your day. So like you could or like another plate of pasta. Or it's like, God, no, you don't.
Well, and on top of that, Frank, that's a good point. That's Big Pharma making sure idiots like me get diabetes, then they make their own customers. I mean, it's unfortunate, it's true. But on top of that, then people aren't getting anywhere near as much protein as they need to support their muscle, which is especially really bad for women. They're like calcium for your bones. But as women get older, they start to lose muscle. And that's another thing why, like, for the love of God, women lift weights, because it's going to help protect your bones. It's going to make sure your bones stay dense as you get older. And you're not going to get bulky. You know how much work it takes to get bulky as a woman?
Yeah, a ton. You aren't doing it. Camelot talks about it all the time. He's like, the girls who get all bulky, you're on gear. Like
they're they're
trying to do it, and you're not going to accidentally look like a fucking Olympian. Like,
no,
stop worrying about it. You're just go to the gym.
Just go to the gym, you'll be fine. I had this interaction. So I go to a women's gym. Actually, it's really nice. It's barefoot.
How do I get into that?
There, huh?
Never mind.
How do you get into that? Just put on a wig,
Okay,
and grow your hair out. Call yourself Nicolina.
Yeah, I'm
Actually, you
with it.
probably could do that. We don't have any trans ladies there yet, and I'm actually curious if that's ever going to happen at one point. And I'm going to be honest with you, like if they're trans, I truly don't care, but I know it does leave the door open for people who are pretending,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
unfortunate.
stuff. I would never pretend. I'd be honest.
Right? Yeah. You
Like
seem
I'm
like
just
the
coming in
type.
here. I'm not a woman, but I'm
I just
trying.
I'm trying. But I go to this gym and there's this, I forget what I even was lifting. I was like shoulder pressing 30s, I think is what it was, which
Sure.
feels pretty good. You know, I like my 30s. And this woman came up to me and she was like, wow, that's this older lady. And she goes, wow, that's really heavy. She's like, you're doing it. And then I was like, yeah, I guess so. And I was like, I mean, I've been doing it. She's like, how long have you been working out for? I was like, well, off and on since I was 13. So it's a long time. You know, my dad was a bodybuilder. So this is something I have been doing. And she's like, she looks at me and she goes, you're not really muscular. Like, you're not really big. And I was like, I had to explain it to her. I was like, no, I'm not. It's really hard to do that. Like, I would have to do steroids. I would have to eat an insane surplus, way more protein than I'm eating now. I would have to go through these crazy bulk cycles where I put on a bunch of weight, but I'm also putting on muscle, then go through a cut. Like, it's just not gonna happen for you. Pick
Yeah, it's
up
like
the weights.
I don't go to the gym. I don't want to accidentally look like Jason Momoa. Like I just, like I don't want to stumble into being 260 pounds of muscle, right? Like
Right.
that'd be terrible. Like so I don't go to the gym because I'm just trying to keep, I wouldn't want to do that.
You want your svelte dancer's body.
That's right.
Mhm. Yeah, I
I've
get
got to
it.
slide through the gates.
Another 15 from K-Max. Oh my goodness, K-Max, thank you so much. You guys, holy crap. Who do you think most presents this fat acceptance movement? To me, it is Lizzo. She's from Minnesota, I think, and
Ew.
literally says her size promote body positivity. Is this considered a good thing? Is Lizzo our new cultural icon? Didn't she lose weight though?
I think so. I mean, you'd have to, right? Like, because eventually her doctor's going to be like, dude, you can't keep living like this.
You're gonna die.
Hold on, let me see. She looks like she's still, I would still call her fat, but she's less fat.
Okay, that's something.
Or that's just like a really like it could just be an industrial strength corset held together with steel wire. Here,
all of her fat has just been pushed to the back. If she turns around, there's a huge bubble of fat in the back.
I mean, there's some there. We can do that thing like before. Sorry. If that's
Oh,
not,
go ahead. Sorry. No.
if it's not too annoying, just so we can.
No. Let's see it. Okay. Oh, wait, I have to hold on. I have to remove that. I have to do this one and then that. Yes. Okay. No, she lost weight. You're right. She did.
Yeah,
She
I
did.
mean, she still looks like a tightly wrapped masubi, right? Like
it's like a stuffed sausages.
Yeah, it's always weird when a chick is like poured into a dress, and like there's like her breasts are like spilling over the sides and stuff. It kind of just does not look good at all. But she does look better though. Like I'm gonna give her credit.
No, she does. She made a lot of I mean, Ozempic. She did Ozempic.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. But she does look good. I still think she could probably lose about 50 pounds and look fantastic.
Yeah, I'd say she could lose another 75, 80 pounds. Yeah.
Nick's like a whole other zeal. Let's go.
Look, I'm an Abercrombie and Fitch and Hollister guy. Like on, I want my models to be on heroin. Like I need to know. I want the needles in their arms so I know why they're skinny. I'm tired of pretending I don't want that.
Coming back. That look is coming back. I think it is.
I think so too. It's so funny.
With the low-rise pants, you have to be that skinny.
Yeah.
You have to be that skinny. I can't be that skinny. I don't want to be that skinny. I need cheese.
And the best part is like it's hitting it's hitting younger culture who are still like young enough to shame the shit out of each other. Like so if you're not dressing with the culture and you're not keeping yourself like toned up, they will actually make fun of you, like because kids are mean. But when you're an adult, you're like, oh, I guess I can't really say she's fat. Like can't say that anymore. But the kids will, and they've been keeping each other in line. I'm proud of them.
It's funny because other cultures are not like that's a very American thing. In Asian cultures in particular, people will just tell you if you get fat. Like
Yeah.
family members will just tell you, "Hey, you're getting fat."
Yep. And they should.
They should. Someone's got to say something. I mean, goddamn, we can't let this keep happening. Speaking of which, with the 5 gifted subs that Frank gave out, or memberships, Franklin, goddamn it, thank you so much. And MA didn't get a single one of them. We have been trying to get MA a gifted membership since I got my monetization turned back on. And there have been, I'm not even joking, probably 300 gifted memberships at this point, and somehow she does not have one yet. She's in the chat every day. I don't get it.
And you can't like individually pick, can you?
No, you can't individually pick. And this means I have to do squats, which is bullshit. Oops.
Doing squats is bullshit?
No, that you can't individually pick.
All right. I see.
I'm going to do 20 squats. See, I'm over here trying to have a fat ass. I'm over here hip thrusting 235 and eating my protein because I want a fat ass.
You're like, bring me that booty.
I want a flat stomach, but I want a fat ass. So
I hear you.
That's what we're doing.
While you do that, I'm gonna hit the bathroom again. I'll be right back.
Bathroom for Nick.
I'm old now. I don't know what happened.
3, 4. Courtney, she pissed off the YouTube overlords. There's no other reason. 5. Mr. Nobody, I also saw. Thank you so much for becoming a member. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And squats from the back, everybody. Thank you guys so much for getting me to squats, by the way. Thank you so much. For Pete's sake, y'all. All right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. I gotta make sure everything is okay back here. We good? Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 20 squats. Let's go. Okay, let's sit down now because that was a lot. Whew. Gotta sit down now. All right, it's not a great sign that made me so breathless. I think I should probably lay off the Oreo balls. Franklin, you'll be happy to know. Mr. Nobody, don't make me do it again. Don't make me do it again. You'll be happy to know, Franklin, that I have eaten probably a whole row of the Leroy Always. I'm always doing those. A whole row of the mint chocolate Oreos. The mint Oreos, I've had at least a half a roll. I have like 1 or 2 a day. RGP, we're working here, you know? We're like, whew, that was not a good sign. I think I need to add a little bit more cardio into my routine. Oh God, I love Oreos so much. Feed me Oreo balls and tell me I'm pretty. Mountain Bee Steve. Oh my God, Frank, yes, I did. Did you send that dress? The only thing that was there was a dress, and I tried it on, and I love it. And I love it. I got a dress. Okay. I did. I went today. I got excited. I forgot. Yes. Nick, I won't keep you here all night. Thank you for hanging out with me, man.
Oh, I'm having a blast. So
yay.
I got some more time.
Okay, cool. You want to do some more unqualified experting, or did you find more information? Okay. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Oh God. So I, 31 female, don't want to go into too much detail for brevity's sake, but my daughter is 9, and we found out last night from CCAP, Child Care Assistance Program, that her best friend's dad is a sex offender. He slept with a 15-year-old when he was a soccer coach, 27 at the time. And I just want advice on what to tell her about why she can't go over to their house anymore. Nothing has happened to her, by the way. She's been briefed on things to watch out for, and we asked her since finding out this information. I obviously can't tell her what happened and why, but she spends every day she can with this friend, and she isn't going to be distracted or dissuaded with vague answers for long. I forgot to mention, he also has a domestic violence charge from this year that makes me quite uncomfortable. What should I do? What the fudge? The hell is this?
You say you can't go over there because the guy's a sex offender who also has a domestic violence charge. Just be straightforward. Her kid was what, 15?
No. Her kid's 9. He slept with a 15-year-old.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so how do you describe this to a 9-year-old? You say, look, we like all people, and we respect them as people. However, safety requires sometimes that you recognize what people have done in the past. And in the past, this person hurt someone in a very specific way. And you are at risk if you're with them and you are alone. So you can't go over there. I'm sorry. If you want to hang out with your friend, you can hang out with her here.
I mean, that's really that's a very good way of handling it. That's probably the best way that you can handle it. Because
yeah, I mean, other than that, because you don't want to isolate the kid from their friend, and you don't want to teach them that anytime something bad comes up, like they have to end a friendship and stuff like that can, that can lead to weird results for kids, later in life where they're like, oh, yeah, sorry, I got to bail on every single, anytime a hurdle comes up. It's like, well, no, you don't have to bail on people, but you do have to protect yourself. But there's plenty of ways to do that. And one of the ways is to, you got to move your kids' friend interactions over. She's 9. Like her friends are not going to stay friends with her very long. Like, because she's about to become terrible, because girls become terrible around 11 and their social structure breaks down dramatically. So you don't have to worry about this problem very long. Don't worry about it.
They're not going to be friends. They probably aren't going to be friends forever. That's a good point.
They're gonna be friends and not friends every 2 weeks for the next 4 years. It's gonna be a disaster.
Oh God, I'm so lucky. I made my closest girlfriend in 7th grade, and we've been friends since. Obviously we don't live in the same place anymore, but she can call me crying with anything, and I'm gonna pick up the phone and we'll talk for 3 hours. It's that type of friendship. But I've seen a lot of girls go through those sorts of friendships. You're right. They get to a certain age where they're fighting about absolutely everything.
Yeah. And I mean, my oldest daughter's 12, and the social structure that she's in is so confusing and chaotic. It's like one day this is her best friend, and then she's like, no, Dad, I haven't been talking to her for 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, I thought you were at her house yesterday. No, that's the other one who's got the same name. So, okay. All right. And then she's like, and then later she's like, oh, Dad, I was hanging out with my bestie. Who? She's like, oh, this person. Which one? There's 2 of those. I remember one of them was a nightmare. And she's like, no, that's my bestie. Your best friend again? There's no time. How did you do this? How do you not care and then care that fast? I don't get it. So I don't think they have to worry about this one too much. You can't go over there. Your friend can come over here, or they can go to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's an easy one. That's a good one. Because I feel like that's one of those things where you have to at least tell her something.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you should never take away something from a kid, time, friendships, whatever. You should never take away something without explaining to them why it's happening. You have to teach them the cause and effect, and otherwise they'll blame themselves for stuff. And it's not your fault that you can't see this person. It's just I have to care about your safety. And I can't do that if you're this person who has demonstrated an inability to keep children safe.
It's almost honestly less it's not even keep he would actively do things that are harming her. He's not even just he can't demonstrate an ability to be safe. He's actively harming people. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so you just have to explain that to a 9-year-old in the right way. Like, this person is not safe because they harm people. They can't stop themselves from harming people. They do it on purpose, and that is someone who just I can't send you to hang out with them.
Yeah. Yep.
So bring your friend over here. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, maybe call the police or whatever.
Call
I don't
the
know. You
cops.
might have to. No, and I mean, like, if it, unfortunately, you know, it might be something that was in the past and that they've, you know, they've gotten help for. They may not be a risk anymore, like, actually, but you don't know that. There's no way for you to know that. And I think, you know, that's one where you can take an extra step of protecting your kids and go, you know, I might be a little bit wrong about this. But you don't have to go accusing the person either. Like, obviously, if they don't harm anybody that you know about, you just don't say anything, but you still got to protect your kids from that.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of kids, here's a mother that's horrible to her kids.
All right. Let's see how that goes.
This is in Pennsylvania. My mother says I owe her $15,000 for the damage I caused to her house when I was a child. The only big damage I remember are cracked windows and broken doors. Almost all the damage was done when I was under the age of 12. I'm aware that I was her responsibility up until the age of 18. So wouldn't it be her full responsibility to pay for everything? Could she take any legal steps to get money from me?
How much did she say?
$15,000.
It's a deal. Cracked windows and broken doors, like 15 grand you're getting out of it for 15 G's. That's cheap. No, I mean, there's no way. Like, there's not a normal logical way in which the mom would have a claim against the child. Right? Like, yeah, that there is a possibility of it. It's just, it's hard to fathom how you get there. Like, typically speaking, you have the duty to parent the child.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you could come up with a crazy scenario, but it doesn't sound like she's in a crazy scenario. It sounds like just to have some mom screaming about money. It's weird, I think, how often stuff like this works, though, where parents will just scream at their kids about money, like, you owe me for whatever. And it's like, no, they don't.
No, you had them.
Yeah.
They're your responsibility. They didn't ask to be born. That shit is wild to me. When parents are like, yeah, like, you don't appreciate the stuff I've done for you. You don't appreciate, like, I fed you and clothed you. Like, yeah, bitch, you had a kid. That's the bare minimum.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, but I think there's a lot of stuff that people think they can do that they can't.
Yeah.
And people don't know that it can't be done to them. Like, there's for example, someone I know is going through some tough times with their spouse, and one of them's like, get out. And I'm like, you can't, like, they can't kick you out, like, you guys both own the house.
Yeah.
And the rationale of the other person is like, well, we're getting divorced. Like, but you aren't divorced, and you don't know how that divorce is going to go and who's going to get the house and how it's going to spread. So you don't get to kick someone out of the house.
Right.
Like, you can leave. That's on you. Right. But you know, I think a lot of husbands or wives don't know that they can't be kicked out of their house, for example. And so I think there's stuff that happens with kids too. And it's usually it's the overbearing nature of one of the people involved in the relationship, whether it's a parent or it's, you know, a spouse or whatever. They just present it as, I can do this. And so then the other person is like, oh shit, I guess I have to go, you know. And same with kids, like, oh, I guess I do have to pay for this repair, or I have to pay rent to my parents. Like, no, you don't. Like, that's insane. When you're 18, they can start doing stuff like that, but they can't, like, well, you're 16, you're in my house, you got to start paying rent. Like, no, they can't do that. And if they do that, they can run into issues with the county. It's like trying to make your minor child pay for their rent involuntarily is that might be seen as not acceptable.
Can you make here's my question. Can you make your 16-year-olds pay for their own gas and, like, random food and stuff like that if they're driving?
I mean, you have to provide them with the minimum, like, for food, you have to provide them with the minimum amount of care. I mean, they're 16, so they're able to do a lot and they're rather autonomous, but like you have to make sure that food is there. Like you can't go, well, sorry, you can't afford food you don't eat. Type
Right.
thing.
Right.
I would say. But as far as gas and like, no, there's no specific right or
This is more of a
expectation of a car.
privilege. Right.
Yeah. Because like an adult doesn't have a car a lot of times. Like and no one's giving them a car. So the 16-year-old isn't expected to be provided a car and gas by the parents. I mean, lots of them do. It's kind of the tradition. Right. But yeah, there's no legal expectation for it, and it wouldn't be abusive to not provide those things. Unless there was some really specialized circumstance where they really, really like some reason needed. I'm saying like I can't even think of what it would be, but there's always room to say that this particular case needs some special treatment. But outside of that, I can't see anything like that. But yeah, no, a parent trying to charge a 16-year-old rent is insane. And
or to pay for damages. That's crazy.
Yeah. That I mean, if they're intentionally damaging the house, that's one thing, right? Like if they're going up to I don't care if it's a 16-year-old, and they go up to a wall and they're like shove their fist through it and then like rip out some of the drywall. I think it's reasonable to expect them to pay for some of those repairs if they're doing it intentionally. But if it's just like wear and tear on the house as the child lived there, I don't think the kid should be paying for that at all.
Right. Like they're playing ball in the backyard. And they accidentally knock a ball into the window and the window breaks. It's just a good lesson in being careful. But that kind of stuff happens all the time.
Right. You make them do the dishes for a year.
Yeah. I love how you're like a month. That's not long enough. A year.
Yeah. Like,
windows are expensive.
Yeah, they're really expensive. So no, that's my opinion though. Like I don't, and I'm not familiar with anything like that being considered abusive. Again, special circumstances aside, someone always is like, well, I know a kid who's like this. Like, oh, okay, that one you win, but that's not it. That's not anybody else. Okay, so like normal interactions. No, I don't think you can expect a kid to pay that kind of money. That's crazy to me.
My sister has to pay. I mean, she's an adult. She's not a kid, but she has to pay. I didn't know that this was a thing. For property damage and things that she's done, she has to pay. What's it called? I keep wanting to say restitution. I keep wanting to say reparations. It's not reparations. She has to pay restitutions for like the damage that so she works in jail, and 25% of each of her paychecks goes to her restitution until she pays it off.
Right. But her paychecks are garbage.
They're nothing. They're nothing. Yeah. You get paid. I mean, it's like slave wages, labor type stuff. So she's out there, doing lawn work and mowing grass and weed eating and like doing all this crazy shit. And she's like, we get up at 5 a.m. and I'm at work by 6. And I'm just like, holy shit. I mean, it's great to teach her structure, but goddamn, that sounds like it sucks.
Yeah, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I would not want to do that.
No.
So when I go into drug test, because I have random testing,
I
have to pay for it. And it's not that expensive. It's $32.
Oh, that's not bad.
Test. When during our family case, it was $75 each because we had to do the instant tests. It was dumb. And the county paid for certain tests, but we needed to build up our case to show that we were clean. We needed the instant tests with the results right away because we didn't get our other results until like right before our hearing. It's like, well, this doesn't help us. Like, we knew that there was nothing on them, but we just didn't have them. And so, we were doing extra testing and it was $75 a piece. But my testing is $32. And if you can't afford it, you can do community service to pay for the test. And I was like, well, how much do you get paid for community service? And they're like $10 an hour.
So you have to work 3.5 hours to pay for one test?
Yep. Can you imagine? Like, it's unreal. Like, that's an unreal requirement. Like, well, here you go. It's like $10 an hour. Everywhere I look now, like with signs and stuff, it's like $22 an hour and stuff at like McDonald's. It's like, you're paying people $10 an hour on their community service, and then
wow,
charging them like 30 $30 for or $32 for a thing. And it's like, yeah, and they'll just tack that on there. It's like, if you can't afford it, they will just bury you in hours that you have to then work off. It's crazy.
Wow. I mean, Remy, that's a good point. Why should the taxpayers have to pay for your drug tests? It's less that and more like maybe pay a little more for the community service, I guess. That's wild, though. $10 an hour. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, why should the taxpayers have to do it? I don't know, because the fucking government told you have to do it. Like your government told people that they have to do this thing. So that's why your taxpayer dollars have to pay for it. Because I promise you that the person doing the community service would rather not get paid by the government at all, like, because they just rather not do community service. So it's not like that it was their choice. They made decisions that led to this as a consequence, yes. But remember that your elected officials, including elected judges and county attorneys, are the ones who set the results of those choices, and they spend your money on this. And do you think it is worth it? Is a real question that you should be asking. Do you think that it is worth your tax dollars doing the incarceration policy that we have in the United States? And I think a lot of people, if they thought about it that way, might go, you know what, that it is crazy, because I'd rather my tax dollars be spent on stuff like put murderers in jail, put rapists in jail, and people who assault people or whatever. Like I get that. There's lots of people who should be in jail, but there's lots of people who shouldn't. And again, just listening, I know your sister's gone through a lot of problems, but to me, it's still an insane proposition to hear how much of her life will be taken because a government official said so. And it's like, but you did say that she stole a car. You know,
she did do some drug fueled stuff, but as Fritz says in the chat too, she's right. Let's not forget addiction is a disease. So it's a tough thing. I think it's more, and especially, and I know for me, I feel a certain way about it because I have family that has gone through it and I've seen firsthand that, and it's weird too, because I wish there was better help out there for them than there is, because there isn't great addiction help. The problem is you can't, she did think there was a zombie apocalypse. The problem is that
that's high as fuck.
Yeah, she would get real delusional when she got high. The problem is that you can't force them to get help unless they want to. So her being forced into jail because of those things is kind of best case scenario. I hate to say it, but it kept her clean for these last 5 years. And when I first found out that she got arrested and she was put in jail, it was like, I was just like, oh, thank God. Like, it was just a wave of relief washed over me, because I was just waiting to hear that her body was found somewhere out there.
Right. And like, for me, I was never, like, I was always in good health, aside from the two, like the acute times where I was sick. And I know what one was a viral infection and the other was, just some sort of, stomach bacterial thing, whatever. And so I just had to kind of wait them out. I knew what they were, but, aside from that, I was in rather phenomenal health. Despite the weight loss, like my organ functions and stuff were all good. And so, thank goodness, like I never got into a bad place with it. But I will say, like, because of that, in a lot of ways, having the government intervention is like, it's helpful, because it's like, well, you don't have a choice. Like, you gotta not do this. You gotta just not, like, the government has said so, and now, like, you have to not do it, and that's just it. And I know me, I probably wouldn't, I'd try and find some way, like, to do it healthier or whatever. And like, that's not the right way to do it. So I know that it, there is a prevention, and government intervention can be helpful, certainly, like it, and it can achieve certain goals. But I'm like at war with that, because I'm also just such a firm believer in liberty and personal liberty, and like what you do to your own body should be your choice, as long as As long as it's not causing you to drive a car through fucking dealership driveway,
Stealing
right?
guns, stealing
So
cars,
I don't care what people do in the privacy of their homes. I don't care what people do in the privacy of their bodies. If I think we have plenty of laws for if they harm someone or someone's property, like we have laws to take care of that. So but I'm at personal war with that concept because I know that the fact that if I do any substances, I risk going to prison, like, and a very real and imminent risk of it, like not the kind of distant one of normal use. So
Right.
like for me, it's like, okay, well, now I don't have any desire for any of this stuff because I really don't want to go to prison at all.
Right.
Like I don't think it would be good.
It would not be good. It wouldn't be good for anyone in this situation.
Right. Terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think that there are definitely more things that could be done, and I think there's better use for government money to figure out how to help addicts. Because for
yeah,
you, that's a strong deterrent. For some people, they don't give a shit.
right. It's no deterrent at all. And that's that their sickness is, it overpowers their
Mhm.
rationality.
Yeah.
And I've known people like that too, and it's awful to watch. But you also wonder, like, well, what can the government actually do to help these people? Like, because jail doesn't really help most people with this problem, and a lot of the programs don't either. And it's hard to figure out because they don't really know. There isn't a universal cure for
Right.
the ailment. And so it's tough. And how much money do you spend on it? We've spent a lot on the war on drugs.
I think the war on drugs is stupid. I think the war on drugs was an idiotic move, and it's filling up people in jails for really dumb, non-violent criminal offenses for having like
Yeah.
weed on them. I think that was retarded. No, it's more about, I guess prevention and having actual legitimate treatment for people who are addicts. But again, it comes back to what they want to do. You cannot force someone to get help that doesn't want to get help. That's really the unfortunate thing. And I don't know what the answer is to that.
Yeah. I think whoever, the funny part is whoever comes up with the answer will be a government employee, so they won't get rewarded at all.
Yeah.
You'll just get your stupid paycheck.
And they probably won't even do it. They wouldn't even implement it. If there was a real answer, the government would be like, this is too expensive. We're not doing this or whatever. This might help people. If this might actually help people, we're not going to do it.
Right. Yeah. It's, who knows? Who knows? Did we answer the last question? I can't even remember. Like,
think we did. Oh, yeah. It was the mom trying to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good.
You want to do one more?
Sure.
You got him on in you for one more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe even two. Like I can.
Let's go.
This old ticker still works.
Get ready, ticker. Get ready to answer some questions. All right. So this said, I'm a 20-year-old woman. A few months ago, I started seeing a 26-year-old guy who seemed like everything I thought I was looking for. He was kind, respectful, emotionally mature, or so I thought. He didn't push boundaries. He said all the right things. He talked about mental health and respect and made me feel like he genuinely cared. People can only keep that act up for so long.
It's gonna be bad.
He told me he was clean, that he'd been tested, that he hadn't been with anyone recently. I believed him. I wanted to believe him. And because I trusted him, we didn't use protection every time. I was cautious, but I let my guard down because I really believed he was being honest. A few weeks ago, I started having symptoms. I went to get tested and found out I have genital herpes.
No.
It's been devastating.
Yeah, that's not good.
When I told him, his attitude completely changed. He didn't seem surprised. He didn't apologize. He didn't take responsibility. He just got defensive and cold, and now he's pretty much ghosted me. I've cried every day since I got the diagnosis. I feel disgusting, like I've been branded with something that's going to follow me forever. And the worst part is, knowing that this is something I can never undo. How do we not have a cure for this, by the way?
I don't know.
I would not figure that one. They pretty much cured AIDS, but with this, they're like, eh.
It's like those sores, man. Like, what do we do about those?
I don't, because it's a what is it called? Is it a virus that keeps coming back? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a virus that, I mean, once you get the infection, it's there forever. Like it just doesn't, the virus stays with you. It's
It's
not
just
like
not always active.
right. So, I mean, I guess. I don't
That's
know. I'm like I'm not a pharmacologist. I do. You figure there's, I don't know. You figure they could figure this out at
See,
some
that's
point.
what I'm saying. Like, you would think that at some point they could. This seems like an easy one, but again, I don't know. The worst part is knowing this is something I can never undo. It's permanent. I can't treat it and move on. I have to live with this for the rest of my life. I've always dreamed of having a family one day. I've wanted to be a mom for as long as I can remember, but herpes can be passed on during childbirth, and now I live in this with this constant fear that I might end up hurting a baby because of a decision I made when I was 20 and trusted the wrong person. That thought alone breaks me. And I know I shouldn't feel this way, but I honestly don't know how I'll ever be able to have a normal relationship again. The idea of telling a future partner I have herpes makes me feel physically sick. I imagine the judgment, the disgust, the rejection. What if someone uses it against me? What if they make me feel even worse about myself than I already do? I know people live with this and go on to have relationships and families and happy lives. But right now, I don't see how that could ever be me. I feel hopeless and humiliated and so deeply sad. How do I get through this? That's heavy as shit.
Yeah. It's weird when like it's weird when like STIs and unplanned pregnancies and stuff like land on people you know,
Yeah.
or people you hear about, because it's like condoms suck. So like
No one
I'm
likes them, but
I'm not like I'm not sexually active outside of my relationship right now or anything. So I'm not at risk of any of this, but like I could see someone who is out there. Like if I was, I wouldn't want to use protection because it's like I said, it sucks. It's not,
it doesn't feel good.
yeah, it kind of takes away pretty much everything about it. So it's like, holy shit, like you could really, you can get fucked over for a long time. Like there's the temporary ones, right? They're ones that require just basically some form of antibiotic, um, and they go away. But yeah, those viral infections don't ever. They just stick around, flare up every now and then, and turn you into a mutant. That's
So it's funny. I remember reading a Vice article like way back when Facebook was still like an actual thing, that there was, I don't know if this still exists or not, but there's a dating website for people who have herpes.
yeah. I mean that's what you got to do, right? Like
Pretty much, yeah.
you either got to find somebody who's already got it, or you got to say, well, I'm gonna rope you in.
Right? Like, do you make them fall in love with you first and then be like, so I have herpes?
Yeah. I should have told you.
Like,
It's not on my list of things to say when I meet someone I forgot.
yes,
We were at the
yes.
garden.
That's a tough one. And I also read, because when I was reading that article, it freaked me out. I thought, I've told this story before, but I remember I thought I had herpes when I was so fucking scared. I was like crying.
Yeah,
I made a doctor's appointment and I went in to get it looked at, and they laughed at they didn't laugh at me. You could tell she was being kind, but she was like trying not to giggle a little bit. She goes, "That's razor burn." I was so scared. Thought I had herpes. I was like, what are these bumps? It was so funny. You could tell she was like, but they tested me and everything. So it was like nice to know, but it was so funny. But yeah, I also read something along the lines of like, I don't know how true this is, but 50% of the population has it. They might just be asymptomatic.
Man, I hope not. Like
Right? How fucked up would that
that'd be
be?
fucking in the nuts. Like again, it doesn't matter for me, but like my kids are gonna be
Yeah.
adults soon. Like
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing that. It's nice having dodged that bullet. Like
Yeah,
Jesus.
right. Not have to worry about it. You
'Cause
don't have to worry about it. I do have cold
yeah,
sores though. I guess technically I do have herpes. I get cold sores once every year and a half, 2 years. It's a
yeah,
different type, I know,
it's
but
HV1
yeah,
or
yeah.
HSV1 or
Yeah.
whatever, as
I've
opposed to
had it since I was a
HSV2.
kid. I've always had it. I don't
90% of Americans have that one.
Okay. Wow, 90, is it really that high? Holy shit.
Yeah, don't ask how I know this, but when you get it as an adult, you're sick for like 10 straight days and can't eat.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I managed to avoid it my entire life. And then all of a sudden I got
Wow.
it and it was like, "Oh, this is great. This is really fucking miserable actually."
I did not
Uh,
know that.
but yeah, it's something like 90% of people in the United States have HSV1. It's and they get it from like their parents, you know,
Did not
like
know. Yeah, that's how I for sure got mine. I've had it since I was a kid. As long as I can remember.
yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. And when I was a kid, it used to be a lot worse. I'd have this huge bloody lip. But now it's just it comes, it pops up. I make sure not to share any drinks. I don't kiss Nick, and then it's fine. It goes away.
Yeah, anxiety and stress can like exacerbate the breakouts. They have like
Love it.
they have a so I know people who get like they get it when they travel. Like they just because of the stress and anxiety of travel. So
Yeah.
like they have these antiviral medicines that do knock out like flare-ups of it. So it's I don't know. I haven't really had any like once I found out why I was sick and like how I was sick and what it was, I was like, "Oh, this is great." But I haven't had any like flare-ups or anything after it. So, but they have medications for it.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's I forget what it's called. I've never taken it, but they do have something for it. This is an interesting number. John says 1 in 5 people worldwide have genital herpes.
and none of them are in India.
Wait, what? 1
No,
in
it's
5.
that's a wild number.
5
that's throwing
500
darts
million?
at like grenades. Like,
Holy shit.
man, I can't.
If Nick ever dies, I'm never having sex again. That's it for
Yeah,
me. Holy
much
shit.
too much potential for itchy stuff. Like, I don't
Yeah, I
want
feel
to
like
deal with that.
that's the part that would suck, having like itchy sores down there.
Oh, that'd be fucking terrible.
Ugh. So if I know 4 people who don't have it, do I? Frank, that's a good question.
Yes, yes, you do. Sorry, you're the guy.
We got another golden shower boy from K-Max, and he has a political question for us. One political question of the night. K-Max, thank you for the golden shower boy. He says, okay, one political question of the night. Nick being in Minnesota when the George Floyd incident happened 5 years ago, almost to this day, how much did Minnesota change? Did crime get much worse? And the politics of Minnesota get worse? 2020 was a crazy year. Yeah, it was.
The politics in Minnesota have been bad forever. It's one of the worst political states in the country and has been. And of course, I'm coming from a right-leaning perspective on that. So if you are super liberal and love Minnesota, great. I don't. I think it's horrid. We have tax rates that are similar to, and in some cases higher than states like California. So we're one of the highest tax states in the nation.
What?
And our governor basically follows whatever the California governor does because he's trying to be cool. But Tim Walz isn't cool. Look at him; he's a giant fucking dork. So that being said, things they gave up a police precinct and said let them burn it down.
Wow.
They let a roving mob go through and burn down the community, which is nuts to watch. And again, watching them take over a police building and just take it. This is mine. This is my police building. My like walking out with monitors and shit and then lighting the whole thing on fire.
That's so wild.
I think it changed the racial tension in this definitely in the cities, but even in outstate Minnesota quite a bit, and not for the better. Things are more tense now than they were before. And you had that also coming in right around the same time as COVID or during COVID, I think. And so you had like that you had people already ready to pop, and then you see the governor like paying so much attention to COVID and in which for a lot of people was kind of like a fake crisis, but then a real crisis comes through and they just ignored it and gave up everything. And we still can't figure out why. Like, it's like, set up your line and just stop people from marching and lighting a city on fire. Like, that's your job to do that. They're like, no, let them go. Like they'll get tired of it eventually. It's like, no. But no, it's more terrible now than it was, but it's progressing really just along with California politics and policies, and that's just making it terrible. Stuff like George Floyd is just it's to me it's more of a symptom of where those policies are already taking us. But I think it's the pick meaness of every Minnesota governor who's like, no, I want to be cool. I want to be cool like California, and they follow suit. So stop taxing me. Like that's all I want.
I know it always comes down to that. That's how I feel about everything. I'm like, stop taxing me so much. You're not even giving me anything good for these taxes. You don't
I
have
know.
health care. I don't have health care. I'm paying for stuff out of pocket because I haven't hit my deductible yet. And my premiums are ridiculous.
I might defund the police.
Yeah.
Let's defund this probation program. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, who cares? Just whatever. Just let me keep my money. I know I'm all for anything that's just less taxes for all of us. Because then, hey, surprise, we have more money to spend on the economy. Like,
yeah, and I'll spend it. I'll spend it on fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's the weird thing to me. It's like, well, what are people going to do? Like, if we don't tax everybody's income and stuff, what are we going to do? I'm like, you already sales tax us. Like, you're going to get it back. We'll buy more stuff. You'll tax the transactions. I think for me, Herman Cain had this really shitty idea of like 999. It was like 9% sales tax, 9% income tax, 9% corporate tax or something like that. That's a stupid idea because he's like, oh, this will be fine. I'm like, no, if you separate these things out into these 3 tax brackets or categories, they'll just start raising the numbers. So then you've messed that up. The way to approach it is to eliminate all of the taxes that are out there right now and switch to a value-added tax that is solely on sales and business transactions. Any exchange of money, I guess. And if you do all of taxation that way, then taxation is entirely voluntary, and it's income based. It'll hit higher income people who are spending more money on luxury goods. It'll hit them much harder, and it'll do it naturally. Whereas lower income people are going to get hit by much lower taxes. And of course, I'm sure we would exempt out certain things like bread, basic foods,
food
and
stuff like that. That makes sense to me.
But the interesting thing about doing things that way, and again, using like a value-added tax or sales tax, however you want to do it, value-added tax has some international trade benefits that we don't need to talk about because that's too deep. But however you do it, the tying it to sales allows you to say, okay, well, we know we have a gross domestic product for the state. We know how much money that's going to bring. Like, we know the rough estimate of the revenue. So then we have a revenue target that we want to hit. That is, we'll say 18 or 21% of the amount of state revenue generated. So we set the tax at that. There's no other taxes, and we will hit it. Like, you will hit your goal because you're setting the goal at what you are picking. And we find is like, the U.S. brings in roughly 18 to 21% of GDP in tax revenue every year. So like, you know how to do this. You know how to pick the exact number and just mark it to GDP, but make it completely voluntary. To me, that's the better way to do it. And then people can spend their income freely, and they can also moderate their taxation on their own. Like, I think that also taxes the wealthy, by the way, who are really good at avoiding things like income tax through corporate structures and cool accounting. And this gets rid of that because, again, it targets exactly where the government is most needed, which is the enforcement of the contractual agreement to exchange goods for money. So it's like, this is a system that makes sense. That's what we should be doing.
It makes
I don't know how we got on this subject.
No. Oh, because K-Max asked about political climate, and then we started talking about stop taxing.
Oh, right.
Us. It always gets there. I mean, I go on a tax rant all the time. That does make, and I'm not an economist. I'm by no means a very, intelligent person in this type of world. However, it really does make the most sense. I don't understand why we're doing it this way. And you're right, because rich people are actively going to be buying more luxury items, paying for more goods and services because they have more money. So inevitably they will end up paying more tax, which I think is why they haven't done this, because surprise, surprise, all the fucking rich people at the top and the people making all the money in government don't want to go to that structure, because why would they? They'd be paying more money.
Well, our former governor before Walls was Mark Dayton, and Dayton is he's child of the Dayton's whatchamacallit, department store brand, which was eventually purchased by Macy's. So like the Daytons are a multi-billion-dollar family, and but Mark Dayton, he was a teacher, so he's like a man of the people. It's like you're a billionaire. You're a billionaire, like, but he's a teacher who makes $90,000 a year or whatever, like teaching the kids. Like, no, you're a billionaire and you've tax sheltered all of your money into trust, which I fully endorse. But this guy is able to spend billions of dollars and not be taxed the same way that you or I are taxed. And it's like, okay, well, and the funny thing is he's one of the same people who would complain about not taxing the wealthy and like not taxing their wealth, because it's like, well, why are you targeting income then, which is manipulable rather than spending? But that's just me. I don't know. I could prattle on about that subject for way too long, because I just hate taxes like so fucking much.
No, taxes are the worst. Taxes stress me out every fucking year. This year, I'm still waiting on my taxes to get filed. I know I'm going to end up owing. It's going to turn into one of those things where now it's like, okay, cool. I have to fucking pay monthly to pay off the taxes that I owe on top of the taxes that I've already fucking paid. It stresses me out every year. And when I look at how much money I've paid into taxes, I'd be like, oh, I'd be out of debt. I would have my teeth paid for. I would all this stuff that I would take that money and spend it on, and in the process pay taxes, but actually get things back for it.
I'd have 2 more Ferraris.
I'd have 2 more teeth. Damn it.
Yeah.
No, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. That shit drives me absolutely crazy. I swear to God, every time the tax thing comes up, everyone's like, "Oh God, Zia's tax rat." You have been here with me for 3 hours, Nick. Thank you so much. I felt bad. Welcome. I was like, I don't want to keep you on for too long, but thank you for doing this with me for 3 freaking hours.
No, it's been a pleasure. I probably do have to get going.
Yeah, I'm ready for Betty. I hate myself.
But yeah, anytime. I love hanging out and talking. Your audience is always cool, and they love the hell out of you, which is awesome.
I don't know how I got so lucky. They're a really cool group of people. They just found me on the internet and they're like, this blonde idiot, we like her. I'm like, I don't know why, but thanks. But thank you for being here. And I won't read through everybody's tonight, but I do want to thank everybody who donated. Actually, maybe I will. Backhand, RJP, Frank, K-Max, Brian, CW, Eden Knights, Frank, Saw, K-Max, Slasher, K-Max, thank you. And everybody for all of the gifted memberships tonight. You guys kick so much ass. Seriously. I'm just very grateful that you want to support my content. Very, very grateful. I love all of you. Thank you for being here. Before we go, where can everybody find you, Nick? If they want to go watch you're doing more trial stuff. Ashley's saying she's been in all your chats.
Yes, I've been covering the Karen Reed trial most every day. There are a couple of days that I was in Vegas for a show. So I missed those, but generally speaking, I cover every day the trial. It starts at 8 a.m. Central Time and goes until usually about 3 p.m. Central Time. You can find me at Rekieta Law on YouTube or on Rumble. You can also follow me on Twitter or Instagram. My Instagram doesn't get a ton of traction. Like, it's mostly just personal pictures and stuff. Mm-hmm. But you're welcome to follow me there and say hi. Twitter, you have to put up with me calling people dumb bitches and stuff sometimes. But other than that, I
spend a lot of time on Twitter, but sometimes it can be very entertaining for that reason.
Yeah, I wouldn't call you a dumb bitch. But there are a couple of people I would. And then some people are asking me to like call their spouses dumb bitch. I'm like, okay,
if you want,
I'll do that too. That's weird.
Whatever you're here for.
But yeah, they can. You can find me at Rekieta Law on pretty much any platform. But come hang out. Again, during the breaks in the trial, I try to do fun stuff. And the last thing I did was make early 2000s emo song from this guy's text messages, and like that was the funniest thing. Like, so we do stupid stuff like that. I'll send you a link so you can listen to it.
Yay.
But yeah, come have fun, like, and laugh at stuff again, because I found out while I was gone, no one was funny. At least on the legal aside. Everybody got so damn serious. It's like, oh, why? Why aren't you guys having fun? Like, why aren't you laughing at what you do? And so I'm trying to bring that, that back. It also keeps me sane. So it's good times.
Yeah, you got to laugh about stuff. Honestly, that's the biggest thing for me in life is you go through a lot of bad shit. You go through a lot of hard shit. I want to be able to laugh about it. Other people, you don't have to laugh. You can be serious in your life if you want, but I'm going to laugh. I'm going to enjoy it and I'm going to make jokes about it. And it is what it is. Oh God, you guys are amazing. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment afterwards because it helps out with the algorithm. Let's get these streams out there. YouTube fucking hates me. I love all of you. Have an amazing night. I will be back on Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern for the next snack stream. And I'm thinking of making this next snack stream a creation snack stream. So I was thinking about switching it up a little bit and doing like random food combinations that I've always wanted to try, like the Elvis sandwich, for example, stuff like that. So we will work on those on Sundays now just to change things up a bit. But yes, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. It's taken a goddamn minute. But we'll get there. It's a slow crawl. We will end up, and I will, hold on. I'm going to do it. I will see you on Sunday.